My junior year, I checked out Boulder. I was out in Boulder, Colorado. Saw the Air Force Academy in the University of Colorado. And late spring and summer, yeah, man. But,
beautiful.
Yeah, but I spent a lifetime of winters in Cleveland at that point. I was in Chicago. I knew what was coming in October there. They couldn't talk me into it at all, at all.
I completely understand.
So Arizona is my sleeper out of the West, and I'm questioning your position on Arizona. They play Tennessee tomorrow, correct?
Yep.
And I think that no team in their division is going to beat them twice. So I'm thinking they're going to beat, the Rams, the Seahawks, and the Niners. And then their AFC schedule looks very favorable for them. Now, I'm taking into consideration there's a whole lot of injuries that come up in the NFL, including they're going to be walking off of some injuries after tomorrow. But they're relatively fresh from what I can see on their injury report. And I'm not that confident that Tennessee could do that much with them as far as Murray scrambling around and getting that ball off. So have you really sat down and taken a good look at the Cardinals, man? Have you really sat down and taken a good look at them?
I have. I don't like their offseason. And, Todd, last year, Arizona was maybe the most hot and cold team in the NFL. Arizona could beat anybody in the league. They lost to the Lions last year. They lost to Carolina last year. They lost to New England late in the season when New England was clearly down. So there's no denying to me what the high end for Arizona can be. I just have a big question on what their floor can be. And in that division, with how tough I think it's going to be, I think you can say that the NFC West has 3 of the top 12 teams in the league. I just can't put Arizona in that category.
Arizona might sweep the AFC competition.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome into college football right here on WKTY 96.7 FM, 580 AM. Drew Kelly live with you here tonight for the home opener of the 2021 season between the UW La Crosse Eagles and the Dubuque Spartans. Live here at Roger Harring Stadium on the campus of the University of Wisconsin-La Crosse. So glad you can tune in here on WKTY, also on WKTYSports.com/video. The WKTY app, and around River City on Roku and Apple TV. Tonight's matchup, a non-conference game between the UW La Crosse Eagles, 1-0, and the 1-0 Dubuque Spartans here tonight. Terry Erickson live alongside me here this evening. And Terry, obviously a great start to the year for UWL last week. Looking to make it 2-0 in front of the home fans, and we finally get a game here at Roger Harring Stadium.
Yeah, a special opportunity to play a game right after Roger Harring has passed away. We're going to have a moment of silence. Lots of changes, Drew, in the past couple of years. We talked about Roger's passing, Mike Kearns and Scott Erickson, who sat in this booth for decades, and it's a privilege for you and I to be back here. New coaches for UWL, Matt Janish, and, of course, the offense and defensive coordinators. They replaced the slogan. Used to be called Our Way. Mike Schmidt tagged that. Now it's called The Experience under Matt Janish. But one thing that has not changed, and that's the fact that all coaches back to Roger Harring and before that, Bill Vickroy, way before your time, Drew, yes. Here's what they all said. Protect our house. In other words, this is a special place. And so it's good to be back in the friendly confines of UWL. When I was out here, it wasn't grass, of course. Right. It wasn't turf, it was grass. It wasn't the Eagles, it was the Indians. Yep. And so a lot of things have changed. But one thing, just looking down at the student section. Now, for years, broadcasting, the student section has been almost empty. Now, that in itself is highly encouraging here tonight.
It's packed here tonight. They had a tailgate-type atmosphere outside the stadium for about 3 hours, a party, a lot of meet and greets around the other sports as well in the fall, trying to get everybody's attention as far as all these sports are concerned for UWL as they are finally back in action after a year off due to COVID. We've got the new field house being built across the way from us, Terry, and it's just a beautiful night for football, a beautiful atmosphere here at UWL, and even the band. It's just fun to see the band back in action as well.
But one of my favorite places to broadcast the game, because just look at the panoramic view to the east. And look at the new building you referenced, but look at what is in front of us as we look to the east. How can you find something more beautiful than this.
It's perfect. Like I said, second week for UWL as they once again win last week against Dakota State 42-21, trying to get another win and continue this really very good, at least offensive success under head coach Matt Janis. What do you think the Eagles are kind of trying to do here this evening against Dubuque?
I've been at practice, Drew, a few times this week, and I've noticed that one thing they really harped on a lot is improving the tempo. You're going to see a team tonight that is going to play much faster than you and I saw in South Dakota last week. You're also going to see a team that's more efficient. One of the focus points, and it was in today's Lacrosse Tribune, talked about the number of foolish penalties that the Eagles had. Well, they've worked on a lot of efficiency to correct those. You're going to see the same two-quarterback system. You're going to see using great depth and position changes. I think, and you're going to see a team that's much further ahead in fitness, in nutrition, and preparation than I've seen in recent years.
And obviously that two-quarterback system can be a little bit tricky at times, but UWL obviously kind of handled that relatively easily last week with the two-quarterback system between Parks and Garcia, and we'll see how it works tonight, but it sounds like UWL head coach Matt Janis wants to continue with that going forward.
He just has a lot of confidence in that and in the offensive coordinator, Michael McGuire. They just really feel confident they can go either way.
And their opponent here tonight, University of Dubuque Spartans, they had a great start to their game last week, up by 25 points after one quarter. It was kind of a little bit of a struggle after that. But what did you hear from your good friend, the University of Dubuque's coach here this evening about what they're trying to do here in this game?
Talked to him yesterday. Stan Zwiefel in his 13th year. Just an excellent play caller, excellent leader, excellent head coach, great in terms of being a representation of the University of Dubuque. He has a family. I know his family pretty well, too. He's got 4 kids, and they're all Division I athletes. But as you said, it was a tale of two halves last week. Up 28-0, 28-3 at halftime. And then, fortunately, the defense had to come alive and secure the win. Now, we talk about a tale of two quarterbacks. I would think that they're going to start Jacob Keller. But here's a storyline for you.
Yep.
He did not play in the second half. So whether it was injury or whether it was because they wanted to go with somebody else, they're chosen third in that ARC called the American Rivers Conference. I like who they bring back. 14 starters, 7 on each side of the ball. They run a pro offense with spread, with naked bootlegs and so on, a base defense that is strong in the middle, a 3-4 set, and they are well coached.
Absolutely, and what a challenge for the defensive side of the football as far as the coaching staff trying to prepare for these quarterbacks. Last week we had the same situation. The quarterback that played the first week for Dakota State did not play in the second game, and you had a different quarterback there. So it's testing early in the season for these coaches to see what kind of game plan you're going to come out with.
Yeah, and I talked to Jacob Parks at practice, and I said, Jake, what's the matter? You're not dressed. This was Labor Day. What's going on? He said, don't worry about me, Terry. I just got rung up a little bit, but I am ready to go back.
Well, it's going to be a fun game, and Dave Carney, host of the morning show here on WKTY, had a chance to speak with head coach Matt Janis on Tuesday of this week, and Coach Janis talked about what was the preparation like this week here at Roger Harring Stadium. Let's hear that interview now.
What makes Mr. Electric different? Sure, it's the yellow vans, but it's also their code of values.
Well, my name's Tyler. I'm a journeyman electrician with Mr. Electric. So the code of values that we have it's kind of just like a little book of rules that we all live by day to day. Treat others how you like to be treated, and good things will come your way.
Call Mr. Electric for expert electrical service.
Expert electrical service, Mr. Electric.
First and foremost, before we even get to Dubuque, we had a lot of stuff that we needed to fix from Saturday. And, obviously the first and foremost thing that sticks out is the amount of penalties that we had. I mean, I felt that was just uncharacteristic of us. We have to be better with that, especially, penalties that we can control at times, like a block in the back. We had, a personal foul. We were a little late on the quarterback. So we got to fix some of that stuff. We can't give teams free yards. And then we have to be better, talk about third down on offense. We got to be better on third down defensively. The game plan I felt with Coach Whitehead was good, and the calls were good. We just lost the quarterback a couple times, and we're going to see that again this week in Dubuque. Is a really elusive quarterback. So we have to do some of that stuff. We have to clean up some things on special teams. With the way we practice throughout camp, and it's hard to get game looks on special teams. So be able to get that, and we got to fix some of that stuff. And then offensively, we can't have the turnover late. So before we even get to Dubuque, we got to fix, and we spent all day yesterday fixing some of our errors from Saturday, and now we get to move on to the University of Dubuque. That's a team that's always in the top 3 of the American Rivers Conference. They're going to present a challenge to us. I know they're going to be well coached. I have a tremendous amount of respect for their head coach, Stan Zwiefel, who's been doing it for a long time. I think he's a really good play caller. I think his team will be really well coached. So we have to come out of the gates on offense. We have to find a way to win in the box again. We did that last Saturday, with Joey Stutzman. We have to find a way to win in the box. We have to continue to protect the ball and have great ball security. Then we got to change our tempo on offense. We got to move a little bit faster with our tempo. And then defensively, when we play Dubuque, we have to be able to get the football out. We have to be able to cause some turnovers here. We have to have disciplined eyes. And again, going back to what we kind of saw last week, we have to be able to contain the quarterback. They got a really special quarterback that can make it happen with his legs and with his arms, and he's got some playmakers on the outside and in the backfield that he can get the ball out to. So we got to do a great job on defense of containing that. So I think it's going to be a really exciting game against a really good opponent. And that's the whole purpose of why we scheduled, some of our non-conference games, is to have those type of opponents and play that type of schedule. And obviously a night game. So we need all the support that we can get from the lacrosse community, from Eagle Nation here. It should be a really cool night game home opener for the first time in a long time.
Yeah, it really should be a cool look, and Roger Harring Stadium is one of the signature stadiums in the WIAC. As a matter of fact, it might be the signature stadium in the WIAC when you look at the surroundings. And, of course, Matt, some of the new construction that's gone on in and around your stadium, I think it really even upgrades it to another level. That'll be 6 o'clock on Saturday. Again, WKTY, if you're not going to be in the region for whatever reason, does have you covered. 580 AM, 96.7 FM, and of course streaming on the WKTY app. So, Matt, before I let you go, let's talk a little bit about your quarterbacks, because you've talked a bit about the University of Dubuque's quarterbacks. Let's talk about your quarterbacks, because you played 2 guys, like you kind of alluded to here with us on Tuesday. Jacob Parks is your starter. He went 18 for 28, 178 yards, and 3 touchdowns in his first career game. Garcia, 5 for 7 off the bench, 47 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. I watched these quarterbacks, and really, I would say from the starting quarterback, Jacob Parks' perspective, I was really impressed, and I thought that he over-exceeded expectations because, again, Matt, he was brand new to the system. He's about 6'3", 6'3.5". The guy is big. He's got a big arm, and he looks to be pretty mobile, too. Give us a little breakdown on your quarterback play and how you thought that group performed on Saturday.
Yeah, we really feel good about those two and what they were able to accomplish. With Jacob, we thought that with his poise, with his age, the amount of, college snaps he has played, we figured he'd be, come out with that type of demeanor, and he did right off the bat. Had a tremendous connection with Cam Sorensen in the red zone. I think he threw 3 touchdowns to him, all pretty much on a slant right there. So he's got a great connection with Cam, and then was able to get the ball out to some of our playmakers and Jake Simonchak, and be able to get and hit those guys with some quick releases there. So I really feel good about Jacob moving forward, and I know he's going to continue to grow within our system as he gets more and more comfortable with it. And then, having Cade come off the bench, we have a tremendous amount of faith in Cade. We're going to continue to play Cade. He has a learning point at the end, and just the kind of the situation with the pick, but that's okay. He's going to learn from that. And like I said, I love the fact that he was able to come out, and I love that he was just able to make a play on his first touchdown pass with a 22-yard strike there. So really going to continue to play both of them, get them both ready. Jacob's going to continue to be our starter and take a majority of the reps, but we have a tremendous amount of faith in Cade as well.
My name is Bryce Crowley. I'm a design consultant, project manager for Kitchen Solvers.
And I'm Jim from Sign Pro.
We've got both vans that we use to operate. Yeah, they're both wrapped.
Good design is something we really appreciate.
We've got big graphics on them, big colorful kitchen pictures that draw people's attention, and we have people call all the time. Yeah, we saw your van. We want you to come look at our kitchen. So,
Bryce, you bring up a really good point. You don't need a huge fleet to make vehicle wrapping effective. you have 2 vans wrapped, but they still really impact your image.
The image is everything when it comes to a business. Get compliments on them all the time.
A good vehicle wrap is an investment in your business.
Yeah, most definitely investment. I mean, like I say, we get calls frequently that people saw our van, and that's how we get the word of mouth. My dad, that's basically his office. And so, yeah, being able to look sharp going down the road is important to him.
So to upgrade your company image and your mobile office, you know where to go.
Go to a pro. Sign Pro. Call 782-3456.
As Western Wisconsin sports leader, WKTY Sports.
Unprecedented fashion, leading to the deaths of over 3,000 men and women in New York, Arlington, Virginia, and Shanksville, Pennsylvania. At this time, we pause for a moment of silence to remember all those we lost on this day in 2001. We ask at this time you please remain standing for a playing of our national anthem performed today by the UWL Screaming Eagles Marching Band.
From 8 until 9 on WKTY, 96.7 FM, 580 AM.
You want to stay connected to all things Wisconsin sports. That's why you've got the free WKTY app available for download now. All the best in WKTY program, like the WKTY Morning Show with Dave Carney, Dan Patrick, Jim Rome, and the Wisco Sports Show with Grant Bills. Watch live high school and college sports on the WKTY app in high def, and catch up with WKTY on your time with WKTY Podcasts. Download the free WKTY app now in Apple iTunes, Google Play, and Roku.
Back here at Roger Harring Stadium, Drew Kelly, Terry Erickson live with you here this evening as the UWL Eagles get set to take on the Dubuque Spartans in week number 2 of the 2021 regular season. And Terry, emotional moment there as we remember 20 years since 9/11, and one of those events, obviously you know where you were when it happened, and I guess any memories from around that time? And do you remember the first game that UWL had? Obviously, everything was canceled for a while after that.
Yeah, I sure do remember it. I was talking to a bunch of students at Logan High School yesterday, and I remember distinctly the day that 9/11. I took our daughter to school. I came back, grabbed a cup of coffee at Quick Trip, came home, read the paper, and I was watching Good Morning America, and that's when it happened at 8:45, 20 years ago in the morning. And I was so mesmerized, so upset emotionally. I went to work mid-afternoon because I could not even get myself together to leave the TV set.
Yeah, and for me, I was 10 years old in fifth grade, right before I turned 11, and really the thing I remember is the aftermath. Everybody was kind of just figuring out what was going to happen next, and vividly remember my dad just speeding to the gas station because gas prices were about to jump about $2-3. You didn't know what was going to happen, and they had a bomb threat at the Empire State Building a couple of days later, so you didn't know when it was going to end. You didn't really know how to react around that time, but obviously, it's great to remember. Obviously, it's great to kind of reflect on those moments. But and it's great that we get a football game here tonight that kind of reminds us that, everything kind of went past all of that emotion, all of that thing, and we're still here. And obviously also an emotional moment as Roger Harring getting remembered, obviously the first home game since he passed as well. And I'm sure a lot of memories for you with that gentleman as well.
Absolutely. As we're watching the captains come out, I must say that I knew Roger Harring as an official, as a friend, had him as an instructor. I had him. He was a friend of mine. I was coaching a lot then. I would visit with him, getting advice and so on. How about if I introduce you to the captain?
Yes, absolutely.
For UWL, Rusty Murphy, all-conference linebacker from Cudahy, Jake Simonchek from South Milwaukee. You're going to talk a lot about him. Alex Bonger is a center from Neustrand, Minnesota, and the other rotating captain today, last week Max Brower, today Garrett Graff. And for the Spartans, number 1, Jacob Keller, we'll talk a lot about him, the quarterback. Elliot Pipkin, number 3, along with number 47, Adam Steingraber, and number 7, Marshawn Crowder. I got to just one quick other thing.
Yeah.
I'm looking down, Drew, and you got to remember, I've been here for watching games for 40 years plus. I have never seen a bigger crowd. I'm looking at the student section, and then off to my right, to the south, the adult section. I am stunned at the number of people here.
It is amazing, and it really started, and I got here when Mike Schmidt got here. It is kind of ironic that wasn't obviously the first year I started doing games, but it was just a different atmosphere after Mike Schmidt reinvigorated the program.
He did, but he would even say to me, Drew,
I would think so as well.
He would even say to me, why can't we get more student involvement?
Yep.
And, I hope this continues. Maybe it's a night game, first game. They're just kids back in school. But I got to say that Kim Bloom and her staff, many of them in the next booth and behind us, talk about developing pageantry and developing a good, wholesome atmosphere to play college football. She deserves a great deal of credit. You looked at the out in the parking lot and even in the neighborhoods around here, there's just a lot of excitement.
It really is, and we are about set for some said football as UW La Crosse will be deferring to the second half, so they'll be kicking off. Ryan Byrne will boot this one away to the Dubuque Spartans. Back to receive the kick will be Callian Buckner and number 82, Jordan LaBelle, the senior, 5'10", 175 pounds. He's also a receiver, so keep an eye on him as the offense is on the field for the Spartans. But Ryan Byrne, West Salem graduate, getting set to boot things away here from Roger Harring Stadium. And we've got home football in 2021 here in La Crosse. It is a high end-over-end kick taken at the 7-yard line. And that's going to be number 1, Buckner, as he gets across the 20 and is stoned at the 21-yard line. Special teams getting down there in a hurry, and it's 1st and 10 for Dubuque.
Exactly. Actually, he tripped a little bit on the carpet, but number 55, I believe Riley Christensen was the first guy to meet him. Hey, we didn't get to the keys of the game, but I will say this quickly before the Spartans come out. Physicality. Let's remember that. Physicality. This game, maybe more than perhaps we've seen in recent time, will be decided in the trenches. Let's just watch that, and I'll embellish on that after this play.
1st down and 10. 2 receivers out to the left side. None to the right, tight end lined up right side of the line. It's going to be a pistol formation. Keller is the quarterback on this first possession, and he goes straight back in the pocket, has some time, short drop back, and he fires to the right side. It's complete on an out pattern out to the 26-yard line. Complete And it's going to be second down and about 7.
Tyler, number 19, Max Ducal making the tackle from Wales Kettle Moraine. Both teams kind of, what I saw in the Spartans in the past is no huddle, but second play of the game, they huddle.
Second down and about 6. Out across the 25-yard line to the 26. One receiver out to the left side and 2 to the right, pistol formation. And Keller will go straight back in the pocket, go deep down the right sideline. Good coverage by UWL. Incomplete. That was Brower step for step with a wide receiver. They went that time for Elliott Pipkin and his third down and medium.
You know what was good about that? No call. There was no real reason to put the flag out. Now, high school, you might call that, but not in college. Here's interesting, too. This crew, Jared Letter is the white hat. First time I've seen that, I'm really happy to tell our listeners and viewers the headline judge is a female, Leah
That is
Barrett.
great.
And so I'm not sure I can remember that. Now, I see female officials at the college ranks in Division I, even in the NFL, but I have not seen in the WIAC a female official. Good for her.
2 receivers out to the left side, tight end lined up right side. He goes in motion, out across the formation to the left. Once again, pistol formation. Running back right behind the quarterback, Keller, and he's going to get the handoff. And running right side, not going anywhere there. UWL stuffs him for a 2-yard gain that time, as it was number 15, Tiger Gesslin, who got the handoff and maybe got 3, and that's going to lead to a 3-and-out on the part of the Spartans.
Yeah, zone blocking by the Spartans, but just at the line of scrimmage, number 52, Ryan Gingler. Let's keep an eye on him too, Drew. The defensive lineman from Delavan, he made the hit.
So the Spartans will kick this one away. The ever-dangerous Jake Simonchek will stand on his own 30-yard line as the Eagles will move left to right once they get the football back. Here is the punt, and it's going to be well protected by the Spartans. It's a end-over-end kick taken by Simonchek on the run. He's out across the 40, and he's tripped up momentarily and falls ahead to the 44-yard line. So good field position for the opening drive for the UWL Eagles.
A lot of teams will have 2 receivers back on punt. I asked the UWL coach, I said, how come you don't do that? He said, what? Why would you want anybody else to catch the ball besides Jake Simonchek, huh?
Absolutely. Just gets in his way. Let him just go out and get the football. First down and 10 as the Eagles once again move left to right. You can watch this game on WKTYsports.com/video, the WKTY app, and around River City on Roku and Apple TV. First down and 10 for the Eagles. Trips receivers out to the right, none to the left. Once again, Jacob Parks, the senior quarterback, in the shotgun formation. Here's the handoff to Stutzman. Stutzman has a big hole left side, gets around the edge, out across the 45, down to the 41-yard line, and he's cut down there. First play from scrimmage, and a first down for the Eagles.
Let's watch Will Yostin and Noah Coleman, along with Ben Hillebrand, Captain Alex Bongers, and Cole Greco and Mike Bertoya. They will be dominant inside.
First down and 10. Pretty good start there for the Eagles offensively. Split receivers 1 to each side. Pistol formation. Parks is going to hand it off to Stutzman again. Big hole right side this time. They go opposite edge. Cuts back up inside to Stutzman, and he's out across the 25. Finally dragged down at the 23-yard line. And that was number 41, Dalton Wood, who finally brought him down on the play.
Gosh. We replayed that, and we would look at the block by number 80, Will Yostin, the tight end from Palatine, Illinois. He just decapitated the linebacker. Oh, my goodness, was that a great block.
Well, Stutzman can hide along some of those blocks. Right now he doesn't need to. His offensive lineman just mauling people in the first 2 plays from scrimmage, almost to the red zone of the Eagles. 1 receiver out to the right side and 2 to the left. Here is Parks. Lots of time in the pocket, going deep down the slot. Incomplete, a little bit too far out in front for Jake Simonchek. And it's going to be second down and 10. Not a bad play call there, as they just went for broke after the 2 previous really good plays.
However, the Spartans with great coverage on him also. But when the Eagles throw, certainly we want to keep our eyes on Cam Sorensen, 6'3" up from Oshkosh. 3 touchdown catches last week.
Sorensen lined up on the bottom of the formation. He's number 18, as you watch on your video feed. He's on the right side of the formation. 2 receivers split out left. Shotgun formation for Parks, as he's going to fake the handoff to Stutzman. Throws back shoulder for Sorensen, who makes the catch. Right near the sideline, he kept his feet in bounds, and he's down to the 4.
Acrobatic catch, too, but a perfect throw to the outside, away from the defender, but about within 3 inches of the sideline.
You couldn't have placed that any better there for Parks as he just put it on a dime. Jacob Parks is continuing his great welcome to the program type impression for UWL. First and goal at the 4. One receiver right, 2 left, and here is the handoff to Stutzman. Stutzman's going to try to push his way forward, gets to about the 1, I believe, and it's going to bring up second down and goal for UWL.
Stutzman trying to get up the middle behind Bongers, but I'll tell you, that defensive line, too, has a lot of credibility for the Spartans.
Adam Steingraber was the one who got the tackle, and now Stutzman into the end zone for the touchdown. He plunges in. So just like last week, the Eagles force a 3 and out, then go right down the field for a touchdown on their opening drive, 6-0 UWL.
Jeez, impressive, just like 7 days ago on their opening drive in South Dakota.
11:31 to go first quarter, and the Eagles already with a 6-0 lead. Ryan Byrne going to kick the extra point to make this a 7-0 ball game. And here's the perfect snap to Cade Garcia. The kick is up, and it is no doubt right through for the West Salem graduate Ryan Byrne. And the Eagles continue their dominant streak. 7-0, 11:31 to go first quarter. Back in 60 seconds. This is college football on WKTY.
All those big storms certainly have taken a toll around the area. Look at your land. Your property definitely took a beating. But this could be an opportunity for improvement, especially when you call Dirtworks Excavating. So you had a road or a driveway washout. Your gravel path is gone away. Or maybe there's some trees down that are a giant pain. Call Dirtworks. Not only can they move a lot of earth, they can make it look like those storms never even happened. Need culvert replacement or repair? Call Dirtworks. Does your hunting land need some TLC? Call Dirtworks. They have the experience, vision, and modern equipment to make quick work of your project. Think of it as a fresh start for your land, a chance to have it looking the way you want. There's no job too big or too small. Dirtworks does it all. Get it done before the cold weather arrives. Give them a call at 608-582-2996. Or if it's something urgent on weekend or after hours, call or text 608-317-5252. That's Dirtworks with a Z. We dig what we can do for you.
Back here as UWL kicks it off. Back to the Spartans. Number 21, Brad Tobin in there in coverage, and he pins him inside the 20-yard line on the kickoff.
Who says you have to be big to play this game?
Exactly.
Tobin plays on the special teams, on offense, on defense, and get this, 5'8". I don't know if he's even that tall. From Franklin, Wisconsin, the senior with I call that a hero tackle in space.
And he's a 5'8", probably with cleats on. They probably give him a little bit of advantage there. Same with the weights, put the pads on him. 6 plays, 56 yards, and a touchdown run by Joey Stutzman that previous possession. And he gets the ball back to the Spartans, down 7-0 at their own 17-yard line. Running back goes in motion behind the formation, and he's going to catch it on the swing pass. Gets out to about the 19, and then is met by a bunch of UWL Eagles. A flag comes in at the end.
A bunch is right. I count like 5 Eagles. The first guy there, number 96, and then his teammates helped out. Number 96, Josh Dorschner at 6'5". The way the flag came out late, which usually means on the defense.
Might have been a face mask penalty, as obviously they were trying to rip the ball out as well at the very end of that. Gesslin got the pass after he went in motion previously to the play. All 4 officials, I should say, currently huddling.
4 out of the 7.
Yep. Try to see what this call is going to be. Nobody's really reacting one way or the other. So we'll just have to wait and see.
That's always a little troubling to me when it takes that long to caucus and then make a decision. And what do we got?
Personal foul.
Jeez.
Blow to the head on the defense for UWL. So I didn't see it on the initial contact.
I had my binoculars on it, and I didn't see it, but the official is a lot closer than we are here in the press box.
So it's going to be a 15-yard penalty, and you talked to Coach Janis about kind of limiting those silly mistakes. That's probably going to be one of them that he goes back and says, what are we doing, guys?
Well, that is silly. There's a lot of penalties that are acceptable or at least you can live with. Some of those you can't.
Yep. And that isn't a case after you just got all the momentum after a 3-and-out and you end up scoring on the first possession. You give them an easy first down at the 35-yard line. So we'll see what the Spartans can do here.
But, Drew, that's always a discretionary call, too, though.
Yep. Obviously, the officials conference for quite a while before finally determining that flag was warranted. Two receivers out to the left side.
Not malicious, though.
No, and one to the right. And here is the handoff to Gesslin again. He's going to break through a tackle and get across the 40 to the 42-yard line. Pick up about 7, 2nd and 3 upcoming.
Yeah, there's a good block on the right side. You know, it was just amazing through the years how players have gotten so big, you know, compared to when I played, and the size, 250, 280, 300, just amazing how big. Tyson Welsh at 300 pounds at 6'3", the pancaked an Eagle to get some pretty good yardage.
2nd down and 3 upcoming. Gesslin on the carry that time. 2 receivers split out to the left side, none to the right. Tight end lined up on the left side of the formation. Pistol in the backfield. And here is Keller. And he is going to hand it off to Gesslin again. He breaks through one tackle. Now ball, I believe, is out. But they're going to dive on top of it. Gain of about a half yard. And it's going to be 3rd down and short.
Jack Anderson, a backup defensive lineman from Minneapolis, was the first guy to hit him and slowed him down for his teammates to get there.
I wasn't sure if the ball popped out for certain, but it looked like it was a little bit loose at least there as he went to the ground. 3rd down and about 1.5. Rusty Murphy was late in there trying to rip it away, which is Rusty Murphy's persona.
Yeah, that's why
all around the ball.
All conference, a captain, a leader.
3rd down and 1.5 yards at the 44-yard line. Here's the handoff to Gesslin. Good blocks up front, trying to spring him, and he does get a first down across the 45 to the 46-yard line. Big hit, but he keeps it, and the chains will move for Dubuque.
Good blocking up front, as you said. Jeremy Jackson, the tight end, got the key block. You know, we were talking about the defensive line, but there was a great article about Ryan Daines in the paper today. I'm not sure if you caught that. D3 Team of the Week from Westby at 7 tackles, 6 of those unassisted last week. But when you think about the linebackers, you think of Daines and Rusty Murphy, Spichala, and behind them, Brower and Helland, along with Elijah Alt and Max Dukow.
It's a very good defense from the front to the back, and here is pressure up front. Speaking of the defensive pressure, and Keller has to just get rid of it. Had a receiver out in the flat, unable to come up with a catch, and it's going to be 2nd down and 10.
Kind of like a jailhouse break on defense. Certain pressure just as he delivered it.
Just really forced the timing to be wayward on that one, and a couple of substitutions coming in for EWL. Pretty deep defense as well, roster-wise, Terry, for this Eagles front 7. They just like to keep throwing guys at you.
Yeah, a lot of personnel grouping changes when the defensive line coach notices they're tired, brings in 4 fresh guys.
3 receivers set, 2 out to the left side and 1 to the right. Pistol formation. Keller is the quarterback, straight back in the pocket, looks over the defense, flush to the right side. Rusty Murphy has him in his sights, and he's sacked on the play. And the aforementioned Daines gets in there for the dump inside the 30, all the way back to the 25-yard line.
Jeez, I tell you talk about penetration, and the stunt call was perfect, and Keller had nowhere to go but down to the turf.
He avoided Rusty Murphy, but Ryan Daines says not so fast.
You think those linebackers like it when the defensive coach calls a stunt?
I would think so. It seems to be a fairly effective call and a fairly popular call, I would imagine, by the defense. 3rd down and 1 mile here for the Dubuque Spartans. 1 receiver split out to each side. Tight end goes in motion, still lines up in the backfield. And they're just going to hand it off to Gesslin this time, and he's not going anywhere. He's going to get wrapped up and thrown down. Good job defensively, 96, Josh Dorschner with a stop, and it's 4th down.
He played well last week, too. There was absolutely no crease, no running lane at all.
And the Eagles, after that 15-yard penalty due to the blow to the head, basically stiffen from there and force him back to the 25-yard line, and the Spartans will punt again here.
Didn't let that penalty affect him, did they?
No, they did not.
Just got stronger.
Might have made him angry. 4th down and 1 mile, and here is the punt, and it's some pressure on him, but he does get away. A little bit of a wobbly kick. Simonchuk takes it at his own 43-yard line, tries to find some opening, but good coverage there by the Spartans, and it's going to be 1st and 10 at the UWL 45-yard line.
Brogan Stewart, the linebacker from East Peoria, Illinois, great coverage for the Spartans.
Going to set up 1st down and 10 at the 44 for the Eagles. Taking a look at some of the other conference scores, it was a very good day for the WIAC as the UW Oshkosh defeated Northern Michigan 28-10. UW Whitewater over Salisbury of Maryland 31-14. UW River Falls over Hendrick of Arkansas 49-33. UW Stout over St. Norbert 34-14. And we'll get to some other scores as we continue. UWL playing a night game here at Roger Harring Stadium. So 4-receiver set, 2 out to each side. Jacob Parks is the quarterback still. Here's the handoff, and it's going to be to Simonchek on the jet sweep, and he somehow evades the first line of defenders and gets across midfield to the 49-yard line.
Changed directions, didn't he? Just really well. Mike Bertoya had a good block at 6'4", sophomore, but Simonchek didn't see much of a running lane, so he switches directions.
Ho-hum. 2nd down and 4 as Simonchek just kind of makes the impossible look very easy. With how he changes directions like that on the dime. 2nd down and 4 upcoming for UWL. Here's the handoff to Stutzman. Good initial hole left side of the line, and Stutzman will drag a couple of defenders and pick up a 1st down across the 45 down to the Spartan 44-yard line.
Yeah, going back to the pregame when we talked about physicality and the game being so important in the trenches, we're seeing that on both sides of the ball here in the first quarter.
6:21 to go here, 7-0 UWL. Drew Kelly and Terry Erickson live with you this evening on WKTY 96.7 FM and 580 AM. 4-receiver set for the Eagles here on 1st and 10. 3 receivers right and 1 left. Parks in the shotgun formation, and he is straight back in the pocket. Good protection by the offensive line, and he's going to find his crossing route out across the 30 to the 24-yard line. Still tight-roping the sideline and finally out at the 25.
Boy, I don't think that Jack Studer was indeed the hot receiver. I think he was the check-down receiver, and great protection.
Yep.
Certainly. About 5 seconds before Parks threw the ball.
And Studer just says, fine, if they're not going to get the receivers down the field, I'll just spring open for a good gain after the catch. So 1st down and 10 as Studer picks up a 1st down. 1 receiver out to each side. 2 backs in the backfield. Stutzman is the carrier. Right side, nice stutter step as he gets across the 10-yard line, stumbles to the 9, and it's 1st down and goal for UWL, and the offense clicking once again.
Stutzman should turn around again and say, hey, Will Yostin, oh my goodness, are you valuable? Again, he had a tremendous block on the edge.
And the Eagles.
That's the value of a big tight end. Doesn't have to catch a lot of passes, just able to control the edge.
Especially with the weapons that UWL has anyway. You got plenty of different options. Yostin knows his role and does it very well on that play. 1st down and goal at the 9-yard line. Parks in the shotgun formation. Handoff is to Stutzman again. He gets down to the 5 and lunges to the 4-yard line. Pick up a 5 there on 1st down and goal. And it'll be 2nd down and goal upcoming for the Eagles.
That offense just pile drives, don't they? They just, as a unit.
And they're going no huddle. Sorry, Terry. His substitutions coming in. It should be 12 men in a huddle, and they got plenty of flags coming down.
And that's one of the things we talked about with the coaching staff this week, too. Going, especially in the red zone, no huddle.
They try to get 2 or 3 players off the field, and it wasn't even close.
Got to mention on that last play, too, one of the key defensive players for Dubuque is Daquan Ramsey at 6'3", 300 pounds, and made that last tackle.
So it'll be 2nd down, half the distance to the goal to the 2-yard line, still 2nd and goal. And what we've seen in these first 2 games is just the physical dominance of the front of the offensive line of UWL, just overpowering their opponents. It's really nothing fancy with the play calling, just straight at you. Otherwise, we're going to do play action. And right now, the offense is working like a charm. Shotgun formation with Stutzman to the left of Parks. 2 receivers out to the left side as well. Parks will take keep it himself on the read option as he dives ahead back to maybe the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 3rd down and goal at the 2-yard line.
I asked Mike McGuire, the offensive coordinator, about that read option. I said, is that predetermined? He said, no, it's a pre-snap read that the quarterback makes, whether he hands it off or whether he keeps it. That's the first time we've seen him keep it.
I was about to say that, yeah. First time we've seen that read option in the hands of the quarterback, Jacob Parks. So 3rd down and goal at the 2-yard line. And here's the quick pass, the out pattern to the right side, the fade to Simonchek. Does he keep his feet in bounds? And he does. A 2-yard touchdown pass to Simonchek. And it's 13-0 with officially 4 minutes to go, first quarter.
You don't usually see somebody his size on a fade pattern.
Nope.
Usually you see Sorensen or Cole Speaker or a 6'6" guy, not a guy that's about 5'8". Perfect throw.
And he just burns him with his speed there. Able to get in the back corner of the end zone for that touchdown as Parks put it on the money, and Byrne once again puts this on the money. And it is 14-0, 4 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. UWL continues their dominance offensively. We'll see if they can get another stop after this 60-second break. This is college football on WKTY.
I'm finding there are little things in life that really irritate me.
That's the money man, Bruce Smolik, president of Firefighters Credit Union.
As I've gotten wiser, I've learned to avoid those things. And one of the things that irritates me the most, left turns as a driver do nothing but slow you down. When I deal with people and they're talking about their money, they have way too many barriers or left turns in their financial plan. It's slowing them down from achieving what they need to achieve. Credit card debt is a big left turn, student loans, having no budget. Come and see me at Firefighters Credit Union. We'll eliminate your left turns and get you to where you need to be on time.
Firefighters Credit Union, 5th Avenue South, La Crosse, Amy Drive, Holman, Midwest Drive, Onalaska, and more info at myfirecu.org/blog.
Everybody's welcome at Firefighters Credit Union.
Equal housing lender. Membership eligibility required. Deposits federally insured by NCUA.
Back here at Roger Harring Stadium, Drew Kelly and Terry Erickson live with you this evening as the touchback officially, as the running back Yelling just takes me in the end zone. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the 25 for the Spartans.
Well, we have a minute. Let's talk about Ryan Byrne from West Salem. One of the keys to this game, when I put this package together, was the kicking game. I said, Sean Parker, who's averaging 38 yards per kick in his career, how many times are you going to punt? Well, Jake Parks told me I'm not going to punt at all because we're not going to need you, so take a break. But Ryan Byrne, all conference, Mr. Consistent, 6 for 6 last week, and 2 for 2 this week. He is on his way to another all-conference award.
2 receivers out to the left side, none to the right, shotgun formation here. And here is Keller right in the shotgun. He's going to go deep on the fade route to the right side. Incomplete. No flag on the play. Some contact, but a little bit out in front of the intended target, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, mild contact by Elijah Alt, but not enough to warrant a penalty, and I don't see any reaction on the Spartan sideline, so they must agree.
2nd down and 10. Just a disappointing second drive for UWL. Their first possession, 6 plays, 56 yards. This time it takes them a whopping 7 plays, 56 yards. The Eagles come out with a touchdown regardless, though, 14-0. And we'll see if they can get another 3 and out.
Is that efficient, what you just said?
I think that's efficient. I think that's pretty good. 6-7 plays. I think Coach Janis would take that. Here's the little bubble screen play out across the 30 to about the 34-yard line. Needs 2 more for the first down, and that was number 82, Jordan LaBelle, his first catch of the night.
Yeah, it's trying to stay away from the heart and soul of that defense, that inside play with those linebackers with a good play call, an outside screen, bubble screen, but you know who they didn't fool? They didn't fool number 96, and that's Josh Dorschner.
He was in the area for sure getting the tackle as the defensive lineman, so definitely having to move out to the outside to get in position, but definitely agile enough to do so. 3rd down and short. First good 3rd down and short situation here for the Spartans, and it's going to be a handoff stretch play out to the right side, and once again, it's going to be a run out across the 40 to the 43-yard line. That's a 1st down and 10 for the Spartans. Tyler Olenczak with a 1st down.
Good speed to the outside, too. Number 26, Cade Osborne, a defensive back from Regis, got the hit.
Olenczak, a 5'10", 180-pound freshman. First carry from him today. And that moves the chains. First down. That was actually came from a non-penalty here for the Spartans. So 2 receivers out to the right side, pistol formation in the backfield. Keller straight back in the pocket. Olenzak to his right, and it's going to be a pass pattern out across the 45 to out the 48-yard line. As kind of lunging ahead that time was number 84, I believe, Jeremy Jackson.
Yeah, a safe pass. Max Dubuque on the coverage.
And it'll be second down and medium. Out to midfield. Does need 3 more yards to get the 1st and 10, so 2nd and 3. Officially with 2:22 to go here in the first quarter. Drew Kelly and Terry Erickson live with you here this evening from Roger Harring Stadium. 2 receivers set, 1 to each side. Shotgun formation in the backfield. Here is Keller. Straight back in the pocket, feels pressure immediately from his left side and fires an out pattern complete. And an easy just pitch and catch there as Elliot Pipkin is able to move the chains for the Spartans.
It actually just it shows you the skill set of Jacob Keller, because he threw an out pattern way across on the other side of the field, and it was a dart. So I mean, that was well thrown.
Opposite hash and right on the money for Keller, and it's going to be 1st down and 10 at the UWL 46-yard line. 3 receivers set this time, 2 out to the left side, 1 to the right. Pistol formation again. Olenzak right behind Keller in the backfield. UWL will show blitz, and they'll come with it. Play action fake, and the tight end sneaks out of the backfield and gets the 1st down across the 35 to the 34-yard line. That time it was number 40 for the... 40 for the Spartans, Carletti Famatuanio.
That's
he gets a 1st down.
If there is any kind of a danger in blitzing, it's what you just saw. They leave some spaces open, and the Spartans took advantage of it with a good play call and a good read and a good rollout by Keller.
So 1st down and 10 after the catch by the tight end. 2 receivers to the left side, 1 to the right. Pistol again in the formation. And here's Keller. Little bubble screen going to be caught by the receiver out on the left side, and he breaks a couple of tackles inside the 20-yard line down to the 19, and that was a reception by number 82, Jordan LaBelle again. A lot of that after the catch, and once again, the Spartans move the chains.
He's impressive.
He is.
You can just feel the momentum on this drive, can't you? The rhythm, the play selection. I mean, the Spartans look good. First time they've had a sustained drive here in the first quarter.
1st down and 10 inside the UWL red zone here with 50 seconds to go in the first quarter. Score in this one, UWL 14, University of Dubuque Spartans nothing. On a beautiful night for football here on Saturday. 1 receiver split out to each side, couple of tight ends on the line. Here's the stretch play out to Olenzak. That time he's not going to get to the edge because 3 or 4 Eagles swarm him, including Danes and a couple of his friends. It's going to be 2nd and long.
Well, he did get a good block initially by number 84, that big tight end, to Jack or
Jeremy Jackson there.
Yeah, but gave the Eagles time to rally to the ball.
Good job swarming from side to side by UWL to not allow them to get to the second level, and that is going to do it for the end of the first quarter. So UWL with a very efficient first 15 minutes. But the Spartans of Dubuque are driving. They're just outside the UWL red zone with a 2nd and 13 when we come back for the start of the second quarter. 60-second break. Back after this, you're listening to college football right here on WKTY.
Hunter's Last Chance Bar and Grill is the best place to watch Brewers baseball and enjoy the area's best 16-inch pizza with any toppings for only $12. Hunter's Last Chance Bar and Grill, Leonard Street, West Salem.
If it's happening in Wisconsin sports, you'll hear about it on the Wisco Sports Show.
The Wave. How is it that there are adults who work jobs and pay for tickets who get amped to do the Wave at a sporting event? I don't get it. I'm at the Brewers game on Saturday. The bases are loaded in the 7th inning in a tie game. This is a high leverage moment. This is what we live for. Rowdy Tellez is at the plate, and I got this bald-headed jamoke 3 rows in front of me yelling at everyone in our section to do the Wave like it's going to cure cancer if we just stand up and stick our arms in the air. Stop it. Toxic. By the way, that guy's certainly not compensating for anything. Look at this funny guy. He's trying to get us all to do the Wave. Ha, 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 ha. If I was a single woman, I'd totally want to go talk to him. Dude, look at the field.
Talking Wisconsin sports with Grant Bills. It's the Wisco Sports Show. Weekdays from 4 to 6 on WKTY.
Roger Harring Stadium. Play action fake, a deep pass down to the end zone. It's going to be incomplete. Great coverage on the back end. Back there to bat it away was number 20 for UWL. A good job by the Eagles to get that coverage down the field. It's going to be 3rd and long.
Good help over the top by the safety in the corner, and not giving a window at all for Keller.
So it'll be 3rd down and 13 upcoming here for the Spartans. Ball at the UWL 22-yard line. 14:54 to go here, second quarter. 3 receivers lined up to the left side, none to the right. Shotgun formation. Olenczak is going to line up to Keller's left. Keller straight back in the pocket. UWL goes with the blitz and goes deep down the field. Does Keller, and Max Brower is there on a jump ball, and he picks it off in the end zone, and the Eagles get it back on the turnover.
Max Brower certainly using his speed and intuition and his jumping ability gets the big turnover for the Eagles.
So they turn away the Spartans on their most promising drive offensively of the game yet. And UWL will get it back at the 20, and we'll see if that high-powered offensive attack can continue to execute their game plan.
You talk about deflating, too, because it was an impressive drive. Good play selection, time of possession. They did everything right, and then it ends up in a turnover.
And even a field goal there, getting yourself on the board, wouldn't have been too bad of a feeling, just given how things have been going for Dubuque so far. But as it stands, it's an interception in the end zone. Touchback for the Eagles. 2 receivers bunched up to the left side and 1 to the right. Shotgun formation. Parks still the quarterback in the backfield for UWL. Stutzman to his left. It's going to be a quick bubble screen out to Simonchek. Simonchek looking for a block. He's going to get wrestled out across the 25-yard line, and that's where he's going to get wrapped up. It's going to be 2nd down and 5 upcoming.
New personnel grouping coming in, too, and trying to go behind number 20, Jack Studer, using his block, and a 21 package now in the game.
In that first quarter, Joey Stutzman on a roll, 7 carries, 62 yards and a touchdown. Jacob Parks 3 of 4 and a touchdown. Here's the handoff this time to Tobin, and he's going to break a tackle and continue sideways trying to get to the corner. He's not able to do so, but he's going to get about 3, and it's going to be 3rd down and short.
First carry for Tobin. We talked about him earlier. Plays offense, defense, special teams. Does he ever take a break? Not very often.
3rd down and 2 with 13:55 to go in the first half. 14-0. UWL leads. Eagles trying to extend this drive here. Have to get to the 30-yard line. They're currently at the 28. Wingbacks on either side. 1 receiver out to each side as well for UWL. Parks trying to force them off sides. They say that they did not cross that line.
A hard count.
Almost got him. And now UWL will reset. Pistol formation here. And here is the handoff to Stutzman, and not a lot of room. I believe that was Tobin, actually, my apologies. He gets across the 30 to the 31-yard line. Great second effort to find that hole, and he gets a first down.
Yeah, it wasn't much of a hole either.
Nope.
But right behind the all-conference captain, Alex Bongers. That's who I'd run behind, I'll tell you that.
It's like he forgot. Oh, yeah, I've got this all-conference center guy right by. Oh, yeah, well, I think I'll run behind him and pick up a first down.
There you go.
That's always a pretty good plan. 3 receivers out to the left side and 2 to the right, so 5 receivers set for the Eagles.
Know who your friends are, too.
Exactly. Exactly. It's going to be Parks in the shotgun, straight back in the pocket, fires a curl route out, incomplete. It's to Studer. Studer is met immediately and then gang tackled after a gain of a couple, maybe 3 on the play.
Studer on just trying to get a first down, get a hitch route, but, well defended by 3 Spartans.
Going to be 2nd down and 7, I believe. 2nd down and 7 upcoming.
Notice how we talked about tempo in our pregame. Like, look at how quickly. Now there's 22 seconds left on the clock, and they're already ready to go.
3 receivers out to the right side, none to the left. Tight end Yostin on the left side of the line. They're going to run that way. Good cutback, though, that time by Tobin across the 40 to the 42-yard line. He's close to a first down, and he's going to get it. So good blocking up front. We're sounding like a broken record, but that's what it is, Terry. Just really good offensive line play so far.
Tobin had his pick of where he wanted to go, and he cut back inside. Ben Rashid from Lodi makes the tackle, and we have an injured Spartan.
So Dubuque player down on the field, going to get some attention and treatment. We're going to take at least a 30-second break for now, and we'll be back in just a matter of moments. This is college football right here on WKTY.
Midwest Family Entertainment.
When it comes to entertainment for your wedding, we've got you covered. I'm Brittany Stiles, the manager of Midwest Family Entertainment, where we provide personalized services for your very special day. Everything from the music selections for your ceremony, cocktail and dinner music, to the full-on dance party, to our personalized digital photo booth, custom wedding decor, light projection, dance floor decals, and so much more. Head to our website and click on reservations, and I'll see you soon.
MidwestFamilyEntertainment.com.
Back here at Roger Harring Stadium, Drew Kelly, Terry Erickson live with you here this evening as injured player for the Spartans. Terry getting up on his own power. Good to see.
Yeah, Tyler Gaiman, the junior, out pretty quickly, so just probably stunned, I would assume.
Going to bring up a first down and 10 after the Tobin run. One receiver out to the left side and two to the right. They wind the clock. Does the referee, and it's a shotgun formation with Parks and Stutzman. It's a play-action fake. Parks going deep down the left sideline. Has Sorensen with a step. Couldn't find him as it was a little bit overthrown, and it's second down and 10.
Yeah, not the best pass by Parks, but we talked about Sorensen's route-running ability and the fact that he had 3 touchdowns last week. All 3 were slant routes right over the middle. Remember that?
Yep.
No safety coverage at all last week.
And that was a chance for another deep touchdown, but just a little bit off target there for Parks, and it's second down and 10. Trips receivers out to the right side, one back in the backfield, play action fake to him, and here's the little bubble screen out to Simonchek, and he's going to pick up about 5 on the play. It's going to be third down and medium.
You develop your offense based on your personnel, and certainly that play, getting Simonchek out in the open, is absolutely a perfect play, but it was well defended.
So third and medium. Decent position here for UWL offensively to pick this thing up. Near midfield at the UWL 47-yard line. One receiver out to the right side and 2 to the left. Here is Parks. Has some time in the pocket. Now it gets a little bit hairy, and he throws a little bit high and over the outstretched arms of Jake Simonchek.
Yeah.
And Simonchek, he's fairly talented, but that frame of 5'8" is not going to grow any taller, unfortunately.
Colton Peterson on the coverage, and we didn't talk much about the defensive personnel by the Spartans, but he had 10 tackles last week, 1 forced fumble, and 3 batted down plays. So he had a heck of a game.
Good coverage there for the cornerback. It's going to be fourth down and 5. It'll be Sean Parker.
First time we've seen him.
Good sign as it's 11:23 left in the first half. And the left footer booms it away. It's an end-over-end kick. Fair catch called for, and I believe the return man was blocked into the defender, and do they say UWL has it? It's tough to say. The referees are conversing here.
I think
this could be UWL football.
Yeah, that's a mistake by the back judge. I think that's a penalty.
Wasn't sure if because obviously there was contact between the blocker and the return man that didn't allow the return man to catch the football there.
Yeah, and
they are conversing, as we stated, and UWL's offense is out there like they're going to get the football at the 19-yard line.
Yeah, well, now you need a caucus because I think that was a missed penalty on the Eagles. Unless it was an illegal block, that's a possibility too, and maybe that's the discussion.
So the conversation continues. Coach Janis, or Coach McGuire, I apologize, is going to send the offense back to the sideline to just make sure everybody's on the same page. Going to get the call from the referee here momentarily for the UWL Eagles. Eagles 1-0, Spartans 1-0.
We can't hear the
Not
white
able to hear the white hat right now. And it looks like the defense is coming back out on the field, so they say it was just incidental contact, and so it'll be Spartans football at their own 18-yard line to start this next drive.
You know, in the college game, every call, every penalty is reviewed by the assigners that night or the next day. Every single call or non-call is reviewed. So these guys will see this tomorrow when they meet with their advisor.
So first down and 10 for the Spartans. One receiver out to the left side and two to the right. Keller will line up in the pistol formation. Olenczak right behind him, standing at his own 9-yard line right now. Finally get the extra football off the field, and we're just about set. 11:14 to go first half. 14-0. Eagles on top of the Spartans in non-conference play here this evening from Roger Harring Stadium. Keller looking over the defense, and now we'll keep it on a play-action slant play. It's caught.
Ooh.
Hit immediately there is number 22, the receiver. Number 82, apologies. That was Jordan LaBelle, and it's going to be second down and short.
But boy, Cade Osborne, number 26 from Eau Claire, just like, whoa, great open field tackle.
So 2nd and 1 upcoming for the Spartans of Dubuque. Had an interception as they were close to UWL red zone territory last drive, and now here is the handoff. One this time to Tyler Giesland, and Giesland has a lot of room up the left sideline. The speed going to carry him inside the 20 and finally taken down at around the 15-yard line of UWL. So we finally see the sprinter in Giesland come out, and they're going to mark him right officially at the 20-yard line of the Eagles.
The reason that play went as well is because number 70, Jeremy West, the 6'3 senior, had a tremendous block to spring the running back.
6 feet, 215 pounds is Giesland, the senior. And it's going to be first down and 10 at the Eagle 20-yard line. 10-10 to go here in the second quarter. One receiver out to each side.
Touchdown last week, too.
One tight end lined up on the right side. Here's the handoff. Good cutback move there by Giesland. He knocks over the Eagle and gets about 5 yards to the 15-yard line before he's finally gang tackled.
That was impressive, and it just shows you determination and the technique of staying nice and low.
So 2nd down and 5 for Dubuque here. 9:40 to go in the first half.
Elijah Alt tried to bring him down, but no.
Yeah, he got the worst of that one.
He did.
He got the worst of that one. Did slow him up, though, to force him back inside where a few Eagles were waiting for him. But 2nd down and medium upcoming for the Spartans. 2 receivers out to the right side and 1 to the left. Olenczak, the back behind Keeler. And Keeler will hand it off to Olenczak. Olenczak has some speed. He gets inside the 5 to the 4-yard line and just knifing his way through. And it's going to be first down and goal.
Boy, he's an impressive runner, too.
My apologies, number 21, actually. That was Kellyan Buckner.
Kellyan Buckner, running back from Middleton High School, where my son-in-law is the assistant principal.
You've got so many connections.
I do.
It's like,
well, we have 5 children, 15 grandchildren.
That's a good point, yeah.
Coached, refereed all over the country, even in Europe, so we have a few connections.
8:42 left as the Spartans try to answer the Eagles' 14-0 lead. Pistol formation here. It's going to be the handoff this time to Olenczak. He avoids a defender in the backfield and picks up 2. It's going to be 2nd down and goal upcoming.
He's looking good, too.
Olenczak has had a couple of nice plays. Not on the 2 deep, but...
Tyler Olenczak, you know, that name is kind of famous around Luther and Decorah, Iowa.
Yep.
That's where you're from.
Yep.
I mean...
Danny Olenczak, the second leading coach in high school baseball history for wins.
Yeah, is he still alive, by the way?
He's alive and kicking. He's retired, but great baseball coach from Decorah. And Olenczak for Dubuque doing well here in this game as well. Here's the handoff. Speaking of him, he gets in for the touchdown for a 3-yard run and big blocking up front.
Yeah, an easy run, too. An easy touchdown. Led by Jamari Jenkins, the tight end from Evanston.
So Olenczak in from 3 yards away, and so the Eagles give up their first touchdown. Last time out against Dakota State, they were up 28-0 before their first points allowed. This time it is after 2 touchdowns, so it's back to a 1-possession game with 7:55 to go here in this second quarter.
Jacob Wolf set to kick.
So Wolf will get the extra point duties here. And the perfect snap, the kick is up, it is high, and it is right through. So the Eagles have a ball game on their hands here. It's 14-7 the score with 7:55 remaining in this first half. We're back in 60 seconds. This is college football on WKTY.
If you're a sports fan, you can't afford to miss the Dan Patrick Show on WKTY. How much input should the quarterback have in organizational moves? Veteran quarterback.
For me personally, I think that I want to be able to be involved, because at the end of the day, it's your legacy, it's your team's legacy, it's the guys you get to go into the huddle with, and at the end of the day, those guys you got to trust. When you think about, one of the reasons why Tom went to Tampa was because he felt like he could trust those guys, and Bruce was going to give him an opportunity. I think, you think about guys like LeBron. He was able to, be around great players that he can trust. I think for me, anytime you bring free agents in, or other players, you want the best players, guys who love the game, guys you want to be a part of that. And as a player, you kind of know that. You kind of build that over time and get to see who can really play. As a player, you really know.
Yeah, but that's a long-winded way of not answering my question.
Don't miss the Dan Patrick Show. Weekday mornings 9 to 11 on WKTY 96.7 FM, 580 AM.
Back here at Roger Harring Stadium, Jake Simonchek with a big return across the 35 out to the 37-yard line, and the Eagles start their next possession in excellent field position. Finally cut down there, and it's first down and 10 for the Eagles.
He has a habit of getting his offense in good field position.
He does. It's a very good habit for him. Last drive there for the Dubuque Spartans, 6 plays, 82 yards, 3 minutes and 19 seconds taken off the clock. 3-yard touchdown run. Was able to cap it off.
Brogan Stewart, a linebacker on that tackle.
So it'll be first down and 10. Split receivers out to each side. Wingback lined up right side of the formation. And here's the snap. Cade Garcia into the game for the first time tonight, and it results in rightly a delay of game as the clock started to wind down there.
Get him out of there, will you?
What a start.
Just kidding.
Cade Garcia, man alive.
Oh, jeez. Don't you wonder what goes on the mind of the offensive coordinator?
Yeah.
Coach, like, why are you okay? What's the rationale for putting in another quarterback?
First down and 15 with 2 receivers split to each side, and here is the handoff to Stutzman. Good patience, but then he runs into a wall and is driven back at about the 34-yard line. You're going to bring up about second down and 12 upcoming.
Jeez, 3 white jerseys there. Maybe that touchdown ignites the enthusiasm of the defense, which it typically does.
7.5 minutes to go here in the first half. Second down and 12 upcoming. Cade Garcia, the new quarterback, in there for the Eagles. Trips receivers out to the left side, none to the right. Spartans looking to adjust along the defensive front. They're going to hand it off to Stutzman. Stutzman stumbles forward across the original line of scrimmage, picks up 3, and it's going to be third down and 9. And Terry, this is a big third down because, you had all this momentum, all of a sudden a touchdown given up on your last possession and in danger of going 3 and out.
Yeah. Stutzman, by the way, and Tobin and Simonchek, all about the same size, Yep. About 5'8", and run hard, quick legs, quick start, but this is a big play.
Third down and 9 with Garcia in the shotgun formation. 2 receivers each to each side. Garcia has some pressure. Now rolls out to the right side. Good job to avoid it. Now steps up. Is nailed immediately as he is thrown, and it's going to be incomplete. Sorensen was down there along with a couple players in coverage, and it's wind up incomplete.
Yeah, not a good possession that time. And but one thing Garcia did was he extended the play well by moving out of the pocket, but it just was not a good possession.
Really kind of an inauspicious start with a delay of game there to push him back 5 yards to start it. Colton Peterson, the safety and coverage for Dubuque. Here's the punt by Parker. It's going to be a end-over-end kick. Takes a nice UWL hop and finally angles out of bounds at the 31-yard line, and that's where the Spartans will start their next drive, and we'll see if the defense can make a stop here, get the momentum back for their offense.
Yeah, not two punts by Sean Parker from Portland, Oregon. Not the best.
We've seen him do better for sure.
Yeah, we have.
South Dakota last game, he had a pretty good afternoon.
Well, did he ever?
47-yard average.
Right. He punted about 4 times.
That's the second time he's punted here this evening in this first half. 6:24 to go here until the first half ends. It'll be a pistol formation with 1 receiver split out to each side, tight end lined up right side. And it'll be Jacob Keeler handing it off on the play this time. And a nice tackle in the backfield as Danes grabs him in the backfield and says, "You're not going anywhere." Second down and 12.
Danes, I'm from Westby, Coon Valley, Jasper. You're not coming toward me. But that was a great article in the paper today about how he's growing in terms of his maturity and his size. He's put on 30 pounds, his strength. He's growing. He likes playing D3 here at UWL. And, of course, his dad coached him. His dad was an outstanding athlete and a referee, Vernon Danes.
As the running back, Callian Buckner, gets stuffed for a 2-yard loss, actually a 3-yard loss. It's going to be second down and 13 here for the Dubuque Spartans. Pistol formation again. Keeler is going to throw it quickly out on the flat to the right side, and just stumbling forward there on the catch is Elliot Pipkin. It's going to be third down and 10 on the play.
Pipkin is a featured player, too, for the Spartans. That time kept good balance. Ball wasn't perfectly thrown, but at least salvaged it somewhat.
It's going to be third down and 9. Thought I saw a flag come out, but no flag. Third down and 9 upcoming. 5:13 to go here in the second quarter. Drew Kelly and Terry Erickson live with you here from Roger Harring Stadium.
I was here 48 hours ago and watched Aquinas play and destroyed Black River Falls by scoring 50-some points. I mean, you talk about a high school team that's special. That is the Blue Goats.
It's going to be fun to see Aquinas as the season progresses. Here's the rollout designed left side and a beautiful throw behind the coverage. Hauling it in there, number 83 on the catch, number 84 rather, Jeremy Jackson with a catch. It's going to be first and 10 inside the UWL 45-yard line.
You explained it well. Perfect toss, great catch, right in front of the Eagle defense. Cade Olson, the DB on that side. You had a good game Friday, too. My game was Thursday, but you had a
Central
outstanding
Alaska
game right here.
36-33. Central got the win over the Hilltoppers, two teams in the Mississippi Valley that are going to be fun to watch in high school action as well. Two receivers out to the right side here for the Spartans. Pressure immediately on the play, trying to escape is Keeler. He loses control of the football, and it goes out of bounds after he lost it. It's going to be second down and forever.
Just running for his life, actually. Number 1. Who's number 1?
Great job there by UWL, pressure-wise, getting some heat.
Defensive line number 1, Jack Kelly.
6'1", 235, and a sophomore.
Where did that guy come from? From Spash High School. Spash High School was, a couple years ago, I don't know if they still are, the biggest school in the state of Wisconsin.
Really?
Stevens Point High School.
Jack Kelly with a club on his right hand. Probably scared Keeler half to death with that club, and he just forgot the football with him. Just said, I got to get out of here. Going to be a timeout by Dubuque as they have second down and forever coming up. That's a timeout by Dubuque. We're going to take a 30-second break as well back after this. This is college football right here on WKTY.
Are you open?
Yup, new and improved. Come hungry. North Country Steak Buffet has the grills fired up with all-you-can-eat steak, chicken, and sirloin burgers, and over 66 scrumptious selections. Check out their daily specials at northcountrysteakbuffet.com. Open Tuesday through Saturday, 11 to 8, and Sundays, 9:30 to 8. Come get your fill with lunch prices starting at $11.99 and dinner at $13.99. Don't call, just go. North Country Steak Buffet, what a buffet should be.
What makes Mr. Electric different? Sure, it's the yellow vans, but it's also their code of values.
Well, my name's Tyler. I'm a journeyman electrician with Mr. Electric. So the code of values that we have is, it's kind of just like a little book of rules that we all live by day to day. Treat others how you like to be treated, and good things will come your way.
Call Mr. Electric for expert electrical service.
Expert electrical service, Mr. Electric.
Here at Roger Harring Stadium, second down and 30 after the long defensive stop. And here once again, Keeler in pressure, finally finds an emergency receiver out across the 40 to the 44-yard line. And it looks like that was Callian Buckner out of the backfield who made the catch, and it's going to be third down and long.
Keller is impressive avoiding pressure.
Yep.
That time he extended the play, he went opposite to his less dominant side. He was able to keep his eyes and shoulders downfield. That was impressive.
Third down and long. They got to get to the UWL 35-yard line, currently on their own 44. So third down and 21 upcoming. Two receivers out to the right side and one to the left. Pistol formation. Keller, the quarterback, looking over the defense of UWL. Finally takes the snap, design rollout, and a long draw play. This time it's going to be the running back, number 21, Callian Buckner, who is dumped in the backfield for a loss of one. They tried the trickeration with a long draw, but UWL, nice job patience-wise. It's 4th and long.
Too much pressure by the Eagles on that draw play. That time Jack Anderson, number 39, slowed him down and was the first Eagle to get there.
Eagles call a timeout there. It's going to be 4th down and a mile when we come back. We're actually going to keep it here right now for the time being. But, Terry, this first half, it's gone, for the most part, the way UWL has wanted it to go, I would imagine. Would be nice to get another score here before the half.
I'm not sure that Matt Janisch will see it that way necessarily, coming out of the box, setting the stage, playing well right away, but then kind of stumbling a little bit and not continuing to score. I think there's some concern, and they will discuss that certainly at halftime.
Jake Simonchek standing back at his own 20-yard line here. Punter for the Spartans is going to be Connor Holla, the 5'10", 170-pound freshman. Snapping at their own 43-yard line are the Spartans. 1-0 on the season, same as the Eagles. And now we've got penalty flags on the play. A false start.
Yeah, false.
Going to get called on Dubuque.
Yeah, while we're ironing this penalty out, I had a chance to talk to Mike Durnan on my way in, who was formerly the an Eagle quarterback here. Then he became an Eagle assistant. Then he went to Luther College and became the head coach. Then he went to UD and became an assistant. And now he's in charge of character development at the University of Dubuque.
Very good.
Great person.
4th down and about 29 here. Here's the punt. It's an end-over-end kick. It's angling to the left side. So Munchak there does have to call for a fair catch. Probably one of the only ones we'll see all season. Yeah. So Munchak didn't have much room there. It's going to be 1st and 10 at the 29 for UWL.
Wisely called, but as you referenced, you think he wanted a fair catch?
No.
You're like, no.
He was going to wait for the very end of that one when he finally had to put that hand up in the air.
Hey, this will be fun to watch. 3:11 left till halftime. See if the Eagles can put another touchdown on the board.
Okay, Garcia back in at quarterback for the Eagles. Two receivers lined up to the right side and one to the left. Stutzman right behind Garcia in the pistol formation. And here is the snap. It's going to be a handoff, stretch play to Stutzman. Stutzman breaks through the initial line of defenders and is upended.
Whoa.
A penalty flag comes in late. The Spartans say they have the football, that it came out. We'll see what happens on the bottom of the pile.
It was a fumble, however. Yep. I think that
the Spartans do come up with a football. Now it's just a matter of what the penalty is going to be, and it usually, unfortunately, is in the area of holding. So we'll see what the penalty results in, and if UWL gets a chance to get back here. But
it is going to be on the Eagles, but I saw a body fly up in the air. Yeah, it is.
Yep. Stutzman just got spun like a top, pretty much. He got hit.
I'm not sure
up in the air.
Yeah, I didn't read his signal, the white hat signal.
It is a holding penalty.
Oh, that's what he. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
So it's going to be 1st and 10. So, unfortunately for the UWL Eagles, all this momentum they had built up in the first quarter has kind of gone the other way, as Dubuque now sets up in great field position at the UWL 33 to try to tie this game up. Home opener for Matt Janis as head coach of the Eagles. Obviously got the win last week against Dakota State, 5 hours away. Eagles going to have to get used to doing that, as they're going to be 7 hours away coming up next week for Grand Valley State University, as that'll be a 2 p.m. Central kickoff from Michigan. One receiver split out to each side, and here is Keller. Has some time in the backfield, goes deep down the left sideline. Just a miscommunication there, but good defense, good coverage on the play by UWL to force that timing miscue.
Yeah, just a streak pattern down the sideline, trying to use the speed of number 3, Elliot Pipkin, the wide receiver.
Max Dukow in coverage. In the way to kind of force the issue there. 2nd down and 10 upcoming. 2:59 left. And you see that quite a bit after a turnover. Offense takes a shot to the end zone, see if they can't catch the defense off guard.
Boy, you sure do see it a lot.
That time, UWL was ready for it. Two receivers out to the right side and one to the left. Pistol formation again. Keller straight back in the pocket. Goes with the crossing route, complete to Pipkin, this time across the 35 to the 34-yard line. He gets maybe a yard on the play. In there for the stop, Kelly, and also number 5 for the Eagles. That was, for UWL. Great job on the stop. It's going to be second. Elijah Alt, the safety.
Yeah.
It's going to be 3rd down and 9.
He's been around the ball here in this first half.
And this will be a good stop defensively if UWL can get this.
One guy we haven't heard a lot of this first half is Rusty Murphy.
Yep. Called his name quite a bit last week against Dakota State. Had a pressure with Ryan Daines ending up getting the sack in the first quarter, but not much since. Keller with lots of time, deep down the left sideline on a streak pattern, lots of coverage, and they're going to call an interference penalty there on Max Brower.
You know, I think that he grabbed a hold of his arm. I see 2 flags here. I think that was a justifiable penalty.
Lots of contact there for the pass down the field. And
you were talking about going to Michigan. I shared this with you and I think with Scott Robert Shaw that that's the one game I have to miss.
Yep.
So you're going to Michigan and I'm going Friday night to work Westby and Aquinas, and I'm on Saturday I'm involved in the Alzheimer's Walk for the Cure.
Very good.
Here at Riverside, and then Sunday it is my brother's celebration of life. So I got a busy weekend, so you're going to have to go solo unless you can pick somebody up to go with you.
We can make it work. We can make it work. And if anybody wants to get involved in that Alzheimer's Walk, can they still get involved?
They can contact me. I did an article for the paper, and it will be printed tomorrow in the Lacrosse Tribune. It talks about how you become registered. You can go to, I have a team page, my team, that will be walking. I'm on the state board, so I'm very, very interested in helping find a cure. Our mom passed away 8 years ago from Alzheimer's. I've seen in action what it does to their families, what it does to their body and their mind, and so on. And so, it's just one of my passions.
Yep. Well, a big weekend for everybody, and hopefully UWL can get a victory in Michigan next week as well. But they're worried about the Dubuque Spartans right now as they're inside the red zone. And here is the stretch play going absolutely nowhere. Good job stretching it out that time. They handed it off to Giesland, and he went backwards on the play, 2nd and long.
He did, and everybody stayed home. Assignment football. Matt Reinfeld, we talked about him a lot last week. Only 6 feet, but 260 pounds from Reedsburg. Slowed him down, and the rest of the defense came to the party.
It's going to be 2nd down and about 17. They got to get to the 7 of UWL.
Clock running. We're at 1:35 till halftime.
Eagles 1-0, looking to go to 2-0 in the home opener for new head coach Matt Janis. 2 receivers out to the right side and 1 to the left. Straight back in the pocket is Keller. Throws a little out pattern to the left side. Caught across the 22 out the 17-yard line. Back to the original line of scrimmage. And on the catch that time, Elliot Pipkin, the senior. It's going to be 3rd down and long.
Recognizing the fact that Dubuque was in soft coverage rather than press coverage. So certainly the pass from Keller, perfect pass. And we'll see what happens here on 3rd down. This will be interesting.
See if the Eagles send a blitz. They have been pretty effective when they send pressure on Keller.
Timeout, Spartans.
Yep, going to be called by the Spartans as they want to talk things over. Eagles crowd was getting into it. They want to make sure that does not affect them. So it'll be 3rd down and 10. When we come back, we're going to take a 30-second timeout. Back after this. This is college football on WKTY.
Hi, I'm Kevin Millard, host of WKTY Outdoors. Each Saturday morning at 8, I'll share with you tips for better hunting and fishing success in the field, plus activities you and your family can participate in. There's a lot happening around here, so let's get out and enjoy it. Join me for WKTY Outdoors, brought to you by Ace Sportsland and Ace of Lacrosse, Saturday mornings from 8 until 9 on WKTY, 96.7 FM, 580 AM.
Back here at Roger Harring Stadium, Drew Kelly, Terry Erickson live with you this evening. 14-7, 48 seconds to go until halftime. Big 3rd down and 10 here for Dubuque. 2 receivers out to the right side and 1 to the left. Keller straight back in the pocket. Has some pressure from the right side, fires deep down the left side, incomplete. There was good coverage on the play by Elijah Alt, number 5 for the Eagles. We talked about him just a moment ago. The safety for UWL getting in there for the coverage. Yeah, that was Elijah Alt, and it's going to be 4th down and 10.
Yeah, great coverage, too. No contact at all and no penalty.
So the Eagles, once again, force the 4th down, and it'll be another field goal opportunity this time. And it'll be Jacob Wolf, the senior, doing the honors. Trying to make it a 14-10 game with 43 ticks left on the clock. Here's the snap, the hold, the kick is up, and it is no good, off to the left. And so UWL...
not by much.
It was a close one, but the refs say that they did not get through the uprights, and it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Eagles at their own 20-yard line, and we'll see what Coach Janis decides to do. They will get the football back to start the second half. That might kind of go into things as far as mindset is concerned as we get towards the end of the half here. 39 seconds officially.
I would be somewhat cautious. I don't know that, I would be cautious. I don't know that Matt Janis or the offensive coordinator will be, but...
And it's just given where you're at in the field on the 20-yard line, I guess we'll see, but I think if they were near midfield, that might be a different conversation given the leg of Ryan Byrne. But here is the handoff to Stutzman. Stutzman breaks through tackle. Actually, that was Tobin, I apologize. He picks up about 2 or 3. Good sportsmanship there on the tackler.
You got to really study numbers with Simicek, Tobin, and Stutzman because they're very similar.
All similar body types, so at least from up here, 7 miles away from the field, as we're up here at Roger Harring Stadium.
No, I'm on the field for practice, and I can tell you they're
right.
about the same.
Yeah. 2nd down and 7 here in the Charlie and Mike Kearns Memorial booth here. Thrilled to be part of these broadcasts again. 2nd down and 7 for the Eagles, and they're just going to let the clock run out.
I absolutely agree with you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, we've got halftime here at UWL, a fantastic crowd, and they've been treated to a pretty good game so far in this first half. It's UWL 14, Dubuque 7. We're back in 4 minutes, and this is college football on WKTY.
For the weather, here's Stormy O'Day with eggshells.
Well, sometimes it gets so hot you can fry an egg.
But it's raining.
Ooh, poached eggs. I miss breakfast.
Sometimes it takes a while to get the things you need. But when it comes to your comfort, you can get it now and pay as you go. I'm Mark from Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning. Sweltering summers are no problem with a new high-efficiency Carrier air conditioner from Schneider. And with financing options from 12 to 36 months interest-free with low monthly payments, you can enjoy comfort today. Not only did Carrier invent modern air conditioning, they perfected it. Find out which high-efficiency Carrier cooling system is right for you. Summer comes around every year. Don't sweat it. Now's the time to finance your new air conditioner. Be ready for any weather. Ask about our Gold Star maintenance program. Turn to the experts, Carrier and Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning, La Crosse and Winona.
Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning. Your comfort is our business.
Have you ever wondered if the people you've trusted with your money truly care about you and your family? Are you confident the products you buy or the advice you're being given are truly beneficial to you? Along with thousands of others in the Seven Rivers region, I believe being a member of Firefighters Credit Union is the best way to assure that your money needs always come first. That is the mission of the Money Man and his team at Firefighters Credit Union. They believe that honesty, integrity, and your future are more important than making a sale. They don't believe in a one-sided relationship where the credit union benefits much more than you. Bruce knows it's impossible for the credit union to win if you don't win. He wants long-term relationships with people like you. To start a conversation with the Money Man, visit myfirecu.org today. Membership eligibility required. Deposits insured by the NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
I want to thank my mommy for loving me so much, for taking me out to the park, for reading me books, for taking
me to the doctor when I broke my foot in ballet rehearsal,
for leaving me alone when I wanted to be alone.
And now, as a grown-up, I'm thankful for being able to take care of you, my dear mom, for having the chance to take you to the park, for reading you those books we enjoy so much, for being able to take you to your therapies after you twisted your ankle. for understanding that sometimes you simply want to be alone.
Roles change without us noticing. And in your new role, we help you help. Visit aarp.org/caregiving to get practical health and wellness tips to provide even better care for your loved one. Remember, visit aarp.org/caregiving. AARP. We help you help. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
My name is Bryce Crowley. I'm a design consultant, project manager for Kitchen Solvers.
And I'm Jim from Sign Pro.
We've got both vans that we use to operate. Yeah, they're both wrapped.
Good design is something we really appreciate.
We've got big graphics on them, big colorful kitchen pictures that draw people's attention, and we have people call all the time. Yeah, we saw your van. We want you to come look at our kitchen. So,
you know, Bryce, you bring up a really good point. You don't need a huge fleet to make vehicle wrapping effective. You have 2 vans wrapped, but they still really impact your image.
The image is everything when it comes to a business. Get compliments on them all the time.
A good vehicle wrap is an investment in your business.
Yeah, most definitely investment. I mean, like I say, we get calls frequently that people saw our van, and that's how we get the word of mouth. My dad, that's basically his office. And so, yeah, being able to look sharp going down the road is important to him.
So to upgrade your company image and your mobile office, you know where to go.
Go to a pro. Sign Pro. 782-3456.
You want to stay connected to all things Wisconsin sports. That's why you've got the free WKTY app available for download now. All the best in WKTY program, like the WKTY Morning Show with Dave Carney, Dan Patrick, Jim Rome, and the Wisco Sports Show with Grant Bills. Watch live high school and college sports on the WKTY app in high def, and catch up with WKTY on your time with WKTY podcasts. Download the free WKTY app now in Apple iTunes, Google Play, and Roku.
Back here at Roger Harring Stadium on the campus of the University of Wisconsin La Crosse. The WL Screaming Eagles band out on there in the field right now, giving some entertainment to the halftime, and a very good crowd on hand here at Roger Harring Stadium for the home opener of the 2021 season. 14-7, UWL on top of the University of Dubuque, as Terry, 14-7, obviously started out the way you wanted to, and then kind of just fizzled out there momentum-wise towards the end of the first half.
It did. I mean, there's concern in the UWL locker room. As you said, I thought last week the Eagles raced to a 21-0 lead right out of the gate. I thought it may be the same thing here tonight, but no. They stalled. The early on, Spartans didn't appear to be ready defensively. They recovered, and in the second quarter, played extremely well. Their offense started to kind of kick into gear, too. And so what I thought may be a runaway in the first half, not the case.
And maybe that's good for the Eagles. Obviously, things have gone well and easy for them in these first game and a half, up until that second quarter at least. And, obviously some adjustments need to be made as far as kind of getting that line back together. We talked about the first 2 drives, how easy it looked for that offensive line, and I thought the physicality of Dubuque kind of started to ramp up a little bit more as that first half continued.
Early in this broadcast, we talked about physicality being certainly in the favor of UWL, but that was not the case in the second quarter. And one thing when you're looking at the stats, which you can share, but one thing that really jumps out at me is Cameron Sorensen, 1 catch for 20 yards. And so I would think that one of the things they're doing now is maybe looking at their passing game, maybe changing some routes or doing something to get him more as part of the offense.
For sure, absolutely. And you take a look at some of these other numbers. Total for the first half, Joey Stutzman had 72 yards on 10 carries and a touchdown, a 7.2 average. Well, that first half, he had 7 carries for 62 yards. So just 3 carries, 10 yards in that second quarter. Kind of got away from what was working there in that first quarter. But other numbers that we can talk about here in that first half, 150 yards total for the Eagles offensively, 147 on 37 plays for the Spartans, 96 yards passing. 54 yards passing, for the Eagles, 103 for the Spartans, 44 yards rushing on 18 carries for Dubuque, 96 yards on 16 carries for the Eagles. So a different style of play. Obviously, Dubuque wanting to throw the ball a little bit more with Keller being a really good weapon. And he did a lot of good things kind of around with his legs, just avoiding sacks and doing a good job on the run, because that Eagle pressure did do a nice job initially of getting pressure on the quarterback.
Exactly, but their big play star, Simicek, is really, they've held him in check. You know, he certainly is a electric player, especially in space, the senior from South Milwaukee. But when you look at the stats, too, he has not really been able to be unleashed in the first half to give them some big plays.
You talk about returns, 2 returns for 12 yards, also receiving 3 catches for 12 yards. Did have that touchdown, the fade route in the corner of the end zone from Jacob Parks is 1 touchdown of the first half so far, and then obviously 1 carry for 7 yards. So they've really been the first team in about a year and a half or 2 years, I guess technically literally 2 years, to stop Simonchek as far as the return game. We can at least usually count on him for that, but this time he was forced to do a fair catch, just been kind of bottled up in that sense. We'll see what kind of adjustments head coach Matt Janis will make here at the halftime break. Going to take another break here, and we'll be back for more of the halftime coverage and get ready for the second half after this. This is college football right here on WKTY.
I'm Warren Weibel. I'm the general manager for Newsom Building Supply in Viroqua and in Boscobel. Basically, I oversee operations of 2 small-town lumber yards. As far as supply goes, we can get anything that any of the big box stores would have. We definitely carry a higher quality, higher-end product. Time is money, and the higher quality, higher-end product, you generally have less issues with it.
Get better building materials, better tools from Newsom Design Center in Viroqua and Boscobel. Build better at newsomdesigncenter.com.
Midwest Family Entertainment.
When it comes to entertainment for your wedding, we've got you covered. I'm Brittany Stiles, the manager of Midwest Family Entertainment, where we provide personalized services for your very special day. Everything from the music selections for your ceremony, cocktail and dinner music, to the full-on dance party, to our personalized digital photo booth, custom wedding decor, light projection, dance floor decals, and so much more. Head to our website and click on reservations, and I'll see you soon.
MidwestFamilyEntertainment.com.
Western Wisconsin Sports League.
Touchdown!
WKTY Lacrosse, 96.7 FM, 580 AM.
And a dagger!
Saints being a wild card team. I'll tell you my playoff teams coming up on the other side, but I want to get to you guys' phone calls. 855-212-4227. Let's head to the phone lines. Andy is in Boise. Hey, Andy. Andy, you there?
Hello. Yeah, I'm here.
Go ahead, my man.
Yeah, so Dallas Cowboys, I think definitely underutilized Ezekiel Elliott the other night. But that being said, I think it was all part of their game plan. You know, Zach Martin's out. They're going up against that defensive line that's stout. I think they executed that game plan and did exactly what they wanted to do with Ezekiel Elliott that game. And I think going forward, you're obviously going to see him get put more into the game plan and him run the ball like he's supposed to. Just some of the movements he had, he looked fit. He looked so trim. I'm a huge Cowboys fan. This is the most in shape I've seen him in like the last 3 seasons. So what do you think about that?
I appreciate the phone call. I thought Ezekiel Elliott looked really good on Hard Knocks, and I know Hard Knocks is sort of one of those things that you watch and you get really excited about, but Ezekiel Elliott did not have a great year last year. Had less than 1,000. It's hard to be a team's number 1 running back, playing 15 games the way that he did last year, and not get over 1,000 yards. I understand that Dak Prescott wasn't there for about a little bit more than half the season. We looked at Ezekiel Elliott like a top 5 running back in the league. Maybe top 3. Ezekiel Elliott was a monster his first 4 years in the league. I don't feel that way about him right now. And from the way that it looked, it didn't really come off to me that the Cowboys felt that way about Ezekiel Elliott. I get the defensive line for Tampa is stout. I get it. I just refuse to believe that their game plan was throwing it 60 times and not giving it to a top 5 running back. He went on the field a whole lot in the games. He wasn't even being used as a decoy for the most part in the games. I know they had some offensive line issues with no Zach Martin. They're not going to have Lael Collins, who supposedly just didn't show up for a drug test. Like, at some point you got to take the test. It's kind of the NFL policy. It seems to me that some of the explosiveness from Ezekiel Elliott is gone. If you want my week one overreaction, we only seen one game, so I only can have real one overreaction. Ezekiel Elliott appeared to be on the wrong side of productivity. That's what it looked like to me. I came away really disappointed in Ezekiel Elliott on Thursday night. Let's go back to the phone lines, 855-212-4227. Aaron is in Big D. Hey, Aaron.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm doing good, man.
Good. Hey, am I live? I just want to...
Yeah, you don't know. Go ahead.
Okay, sorry. So I'm a huge Dallas Cowboys fan. Grew up and been raised in Dallas my whole life. I think I agree with the previous callers that the Cowboys' game plan was pretty much to avoid running the ball at all costs, especially with Zach Martin out and going up against that defensive line. But the main point I wanted to make was I think a running game, what makes a good running game is the talent level of our offensive line or any offensive line and how well coached they are. I think having a top-tier running back is a luxury, but at the core, I think it comes down to how talented the O-line is and how well coached they are. Again, I think Zeke's plenty fine, but if he's getting hit 1 to 2, 3 times behind the line, there's not much you can do. But I'm just talking in general, all over the NFL, but I just wanted to get some of your thoughts on that.
I appreciate the phone call, man. I hear what Cowboys are saying about Ezekiel Elliott. We think the Cowboys are winning a lot of games in which Ezekiel Elliott only touches the ball 13 times. He touched the ball 13 times in the game. He had 11 carries and 2 catches for 6 yards. All right, maybe you think today's not the day for you to run the football effectively. We still would think that Ezekiel Elliott's one of their better offensive players, right? He looked good. He's lean. He's a top 5 guy. All right. Well, then be creative in how you give him the football. Throw him some screens. Draw up some stuff to get Ezekiel Elliott free. The plan can't be, let's just not use him today. That's what it felt like the plan was on Thursday night. We have this great weapon, but you know what? We're going to save him for next week against the Chargers. Okay. I just thought their plan of being extremely one-dimensional was a very flawed plan. Now, they almost won with that plan. A lot of it was kind of turnover margins, but the turnovers are the turnovers. Like, you got to go out and you got to create them and you got to capitalize on the opportunities. But I think Ezekiel Elliott and how he plays this season and what he looks like is going to be interesting. Cowboys fans, do you guys feel like Ezekiel Elliott is still a top 5 running back? Do you feel that way? Because last year he certainly wasn't, and no team that I think has the running back, the caliber of Ezekiel Elliott, would have used their running back as little as they did. I don't think Tennessee's doing that with Derrick Henry, or Minnesota's doing that with Dalvin Cook. I was really surprised at how little he was just even on the field on Thursday night. I mean, Mike McCarthy's an offensive-minded head coach. If you don't think you can get it to him in the run game and that's not what you want to do, then give me a little bit of creativity and find a way to put the ball in his hands. He's one of your best offensive players. He can't help you standing next to Mike McCarthy on the sideline. He can't help you standing next to Kellen Moore. Let's go back to the phone lines, 855-212-4227. Let's head back to Dallas. Ricky called into CBS Sports Radio. Hey, Ricky.
Hey, boss. So you touched on it quite a bit. I don't think Dak is the problem. I don't think Zeke is the problem. I don't think I do think the problem is that they're underutilized or not. They're not being creative enough in how they're being used. I think Dak puts up a lot of empty stats, and that's because they still have the same problem under McCarthy that they had under Garrett, which is the guy that's calling the plays and that's Kellen Moore. So I think the Jones family wanted to hit on the next young offensive mind, like McVay, Kyle Shanahan, the next Andy Reid, so to speak, maybe. But I think they missed. I think they thought Kellen Moore was the guy, and I don't think he's the guy, at least not from what I've seen, because, like you said, Zeke was very underutilized. It's almost as if he wasn't even there, and then when he did get the ball, it was kind of too late. It was almost like ineffective, so to speak. But yeah, you can't win with Dak passing the ball 50 times. I mean, he's just not that guy. It's better for Dak and for the whole offense when it's mixed.
I 100% agree. I appreciate the phone call. I saw a stat. I believe that Dallas is 0-4 whenever Dak has more than 50 passing attempts. And I think that Dak can handle the volume. I thought he handled the volume fine. I just don't think that's how you beat good teams. I think being that one-dimensional and not utilizing your best players is just not how you're going to beat a team the caliber of what Tampa Bay is. And Tampa Bay didn't play their best, but did just enough to lead with the victory. You are listening to CBS Sports Radio. We will keep your phone calls going, 855-212-4227. Keep it locked in right here. It's the Harrison Experience. Let's head for a CBS Sports Radio update.
CBS Sports Radio. Sports Flash.
Hey, Carrington, it's Mike McCann at the Sports Desk, and Bryce Young is saying, Mac, who? 19 of 27 passing for 3 TDs. He led number 1 Alabama to a 48-14 win over Mercy. The Crimson Tide off to a 2-0 start. Elsewhere in college gridiron, number 2 Georgia crushing UAB 56-7. Number 12 Oregon upsetting number 3 Ohio State 35-28. Number 5 Texas A&M, a close one 10-7 over Colorado tonight. Second quarter, 4th-ranked Oklahoma leading Western Carolina 31-0. Elsewhere, Notre Dame edging Toledo 32-29. Cincinnati all over Murray State 42-27. Baseball, let's focus on the pennant races. First of a doubleheader at Camden Yards. Blue Jays rallying for 4 in the top of the 7th to drop the Orioles 11-10. George Springer's 2-run blast put Toronto ahead for good. Phillies lead the Rockies 4-1 in the 7th. Brewers up 3-0 on the Indians in the 8th. Rays still on top of the AL East. They lead the Tigers 6-1 in the 7th. Red Sox pounding the White Sox 7-2 in the 3rd. Also in the 3rd, it's the Angels 4, the Astros nothing. Top 2, Marlins lead the Braves 3-0. Top of the 2nd, Yankees have crushed Taijuan Walker. 2-run homers from Higashioka and Gardner. And just moments ago, an Aaron Judge solo blast. They lead the Mets 5-0. Earlier, Giants with the best record in baseball routed the Cubs 15-4, win number 14 for Kevin Gossman. Rangers edged the Athletics 8-6. Texas with 5 in the 8th. U.S. Open women's finals go to 18-year-old Emma Raducanu of Britain. A straight sets victory over Leylah Fernandez of Canada. Tomorrow it'll be Novak Djokovic trying to complete the first calendar Grand Slam by a men's player since Rod Laver back in 1969. He'll face Daniil Medvedev. First Sunday, the NFL regular season includes the debut of highly touted quarterbacks Trevor Lawrence with the Jags and Zach Wilson with the Jets, the first 2 players taken in this spring's draft. Sunday Nighter pairs the Rams, who traded for Matthew Stafford in the offseason, with the Bears, who will go with Andy Dalton over the rookie Justin Fields. Mick Tingelhoff, who went undrafted out of college and went on to become a Hall of Fame center over 17 years with the Minnesota Vikings, has passed away at the age of 81. I'm Mike McCann.
CBS Sports Radio.
Jay Farner here, CEO of Rocket Companies. If you thought you missed your chance to refinance and save, think again. Mortgage rates have recently dropped, and Rocket Mortgage can help you save big when you call 8338-ROCKET today. For example, with a $250,000 30-year fixed-rate mortgage, you could get a new low rate under 3%. If your current rate is over 3.75%, you could lower your payment by over $100 a month, saving thousands in interest. But you've got to act now, because no one knows how long these low rates will last. So when you need a simple way to get big savings, Rocket can. Call us today at 833-8ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com. That's 833-8ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com.
Rocket. Refinance offer assumes a rate of 2.99%, 3.21% APR, 70% loan-to-value ratio for the cost of 1.75 points. $4,375 due at closing. Monthly payment of $1,052.66. Taxes and insurance not included. Payment will be greater. Rates current as of 7/26/21. Conditions apply. Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states. NMLSConsumerAccess.org number 3030.
Slow is just right if you're on vacation. A sloth or describing QuickBooks, more like slow books. It sucks you in and slows you down with manual processes, integration difficulties, and glitchy delays that leave you scrambling for the numbers you need. Now is the time to make the switch to NetSuite by Oracle, the #1 financial system, because NetSuite gives you visibility and control of your financials, inventory, HR, e-commerce, and more. It's everything you need to grow all in one place. With NetSuite, you can automate your processes and close your books in no time, no matter how big your business grows. Failing to switch to NetSuite will leave you stuck trying to make sense of your books while your competitors sprint ahead. 93% of surveyed businesses increase their visibility and control since switching to NetSuite. And right now, special financing is back. NetSuite is offering a one-of-a-kind financing program only for those ready to switch today. Head to netsuite.com/play right now. Get special financing at netsuite.com/play. netsuite.com/play.
Paid for by Bar Justice. Attention. Have you or a loved one been diagnosed with cancer after using Zantac or other heartburn medications for several months? The FDA has warned that Zantac and other medications containing heartburn drug ranitidine may be contaminated with cancer-causing agent NDMA. Zantac may be linked to these cancers: bladder, colorectal, esophageal, intestinal, kidney, liver, ovarian, pancreatic, stomach, testicular, and uterine. If you or a loved one have been diagnosed with cancer after using Zantac or other heartburn medications for several months, call now. 800-516-9931.
Down the right sideline, MVS has it to the end zone for the touchdown!
Hey, Lacrosse, nobody talks more Packers football than me. Don't miss the Bill Michaels Show every day 11 to 2 right here on WKTY. We're going to cover every game, hear from the coaches and the players, and get the inside scoop from the best reporters and experts. That's the Bill Michaels Show, talking Packers football all season long, right here on Western Wisconsin sports talk leader, WKTY.
Oh, what a play!
Back here at Roger Harring Stadium, Drew Kelly, Terry Erickson live with you this evening. Obviously an emotional night tonight as we remember 9/11 and also the legendary Roger Harring, member of the College Football Hall of Fame. And obviously a fantastic career, Terry. 3
national championships, got to know him really well as a friend. I had a chance to talk to Mary Harring, Roger's wife, and their family, who are upstairs, up here in the press box next to us. And certainly an emotional time for her. She said to me, boy, this is very special, and losing somebody she's been married to for 60-plus years, and a legend here, and a great family, very, very special.
It'll be Dubuque kicking off to UWL to start the second half. Jake Simonchek will be standing at his own 5-yard line. It'll be Jacob Wolf for Dubuque kicking this one away from left to right. So the Eagles will move right to left from our vantage point up here in the press box, as well as on your video feed and along your radio dial. 15 minutes on the clock. It's 14-7. Eagles on top. Eagles trying to capture that momentum they had in the first quarter that gave them a 14-0 lead. So it'll be Wolf with the run-up at the kick, and the second half is underway. It's a high end-over-end kick. It's going to be taken by Simonchek on the run at his 15-yard line. Good patience as he breaks it out to the left side, breaks a tackle, out across the 30, 35. It cuts back up inside to the 40, 44-yard line, and that's the kind of play that Jake Simonchek is known for as he brings a great field position for the UWL Eagles.
It's kind of what we talked about as we close the first half. Like, we need a big play out of that guy to get this offense going, and maybe that will spark the offense.
So first down and 10 at the 43-yard line for the Eagles. That's where they'll start the second half here. Just 11 seconds gone by. Good patience that time, making sure that none of his teammates in front of him got called for a block in the back.
So many times we change direction. That's what happens.
Yep. A great job by the blockers ahead also just to kind of maintain where they were, kind of put their arms up just to make sure that if nothing else, he would at least get to the 40, 43-yard line, which he did there. And that's where the possession will start. And now we've got a conversation between The defense, I'm not sure what happened. Are they going to have...
Well, I wish we could hear the white hat. We got kicking over again, or what?
It looks like they're going to make them re-kick. And they're getting it back.
We have no...
There was no really
reason
signal
for that, though. What was?
No, there was no penalty flag put down. 11 seconds has gone off the clock.
What the heck was that?
I guess the Eagle fans want to see Simonchek take it to the house. They're just trying to appease the fans. I have no idea what we're doing here, but
I don't know. And we have some good news, though, which is a player that's back in the game.
Absolutely. Yep. Number 7 for the UWL Eagles, Trevor Holland, is going to be able to play, as he was the one that was called for the helmet-to-helmet hit in the first half. That has been rescinded by the NCAA Review Committee. As Terry mentioned, an official is in the press box of every D3 game reviewing that type of play, and in that case, the blow to the head was overturned. And that, incidentally, was the first possession, or first down, rather, for Dubuque, and they kind of took that and ran with it. So we've got 15 minutes on the clock again, and Jake Simonchek hopefully isn't too tired because he's going to have to return this one again. So Simonchek back at his own 3 this time, out across the 10, 15-20, up the middle of the field, flag flies, and he's out across the 30, 35-40, another flag flies, and finally dragged down to the 41-yard line, but that's going to get called back. It's just a matter of how far back it will be for UWL.
That laundry on the field on a kickoff or a punt return is never good news.
Nope. Likely a hold or a block in the back somewhere. And the referee who threw the initial flag was about 30 yards away from the play at the time, so he obviously saw something from his vantage point. They're going to mark the flag at the 31-yard line, so likely 10 yards back, so it'll be 1st and 10 around the 21 or so. So kind of a blow to the Eagles' offense as they had it at the 43-yard line, and then for whatever reason they forced the University of Dubuque to kick again. And
penalties hurt the Eagles despite their win last week.
Yep.
And penalties were addressed all week in practice, and a few penalties here tonight have not been good for the Eagles.
So 1st down and 10 at the 21-yard line, 14:50 to go third quarter. Drew Kelly, Terry Erickson live with you on WKTY. It's 14-7 UWL on top. 2 receivers out to the right side, and here's the stretch play to Stutzman. They're going to go right back to that ground game, and he picks up 2 as he squeezes through a small hole, and it's 2nd and 8.
Tried to get some good yardage in behind Mike Batoya, that offensive lineman at 6'4", but didn't get very much.
2nd down and 8 coming. We talked about how Dubuque kind of stymied the running game a lot more in the last few possessions, and we'll see if the Eagles can get back to that dominance on the offensive line that they had in the first couple of possessions. 2 receivers out to the left side, 1 to the right. Now the receiver on the right side goes to the left, so that's going to be Studer in motion. Studer's going to get it on the bubble screen, and it's going to be incomplete. Parks kind of short-hopped that one, and it's going to be 3rd down and 8 upcoming.
The danger in that is 2 things. 1, if the defense reads it, you got a possible pick 6 going the other way. And the other danger is if you throw it backwards behind the line of scrimmage, which I've seen done, well, now you got a loose ball and a possible fumble.
That time, an incomplete pass, and it brings up a tough 3rd down situation. 3rd and 8 at the UWL 23-yard line. 2 receivers out to each side. Shotgun formation for Parks. Stutzman off to his right side. And here's Parks rolling out to the right on a rollout design. And here's a throw deep down the right sideline. Incomplete, but penalty flags fly all over the place. Simonchek was dragged down at about the 45-yard line, and that's going to be an automatic 1st.
Well, actually, an easy call. That was not marginal, or you won't need a discussion on a penalty like that. That penalty on number 9, Keyshawn James.
Just a fairly blatant call that time, as the Eagles will pick up 15 yards and a free 1st down. Simonchek, the intended receiver on the play. And that's sometimes what you need. Sometimes you need a penalty to get your offense going and get some of that momentum back, and maybe that's what sparks the Eagles here on this possession.
Absolutely. Let's see if it works to their advantage.
14:04. That would have been the end of the drive, but it stays alive here for UWL at the 37-yard line. 2 receivers out to the left side and 1 to the right. Shotgun formation here. Parks scanning the defense, hands it off to Stutzman. Good job on the hesitation move. Good patience there as Stutzman runs into a wall and picks up about 5 on 1st and 10.
Yeah, tried to change directions, got a good block inside by his key offensive lineman, number 76, Noah Coleman from Wilmot.
So the Eagles, 2nd down and medium upcoming. 2 receivers left and 1 right this time. Tight end, that's Yostin lined up left side. Play action fake. Yostin gives Parks a little bit of time and a nice rollout and a fine crossing route there by Simonchek as he's inside the 45 down to the 40-yard line of the Spartans.
I like the play selection. I like the execution by Parks. Faked the run and rolled out. It was a designed rollout, opened up this field of vision, 1st down.
And Yostin, the tight end that was lined up left side, just went across the formation to give Parks some more time on that rollout. And here is Parks on a play-action fake. Nice job up the seam. Simonchek breaks a tackle. 10, 5, still on his feet. Finally wrapped up to the 7-yard line. That was a quick hitter to Simonchek, who made the most of it.
A dart, wasn't it?
Yep.
Oh, my goodness. Just threw the ball right at his chest, and Simonchek hauled it in and did the rest.
So 1st down and goal. About a 25-yard gain there for the receiver, Simonchek. 2 receivers now out to the left side. Tight end lined up right side of the line. Actually, a double tight end set here for the Eagles. Stutzman lined up to Parks' left. Parks looks over the defense of the Spartans, and he'll hand it off to Stutzman. Stutzman not much to go on that one as he picks up maybe 2 on the play, tried the right edge, and got what he could.
One thing I like about Parks, watched him in practice, his pre-snap reads, which is certainly critical of a successful quarterback at any level. Your pre-snap reads, everybody has reads that they're given by the offensive coordinator, and oftentimes they're the safety, or whether they're in a press, or whether they're soft coverage, and Parks works that well.
2nd down and goal at the 6-yard line. Gain of 1 officially. Here is Parks. Fade route again to the right corner of the end zone. Incomplete that time. He tried for his favorite target, Cam Sorensen, but blanket coverage there on the defense. It's 3rd down and goal.
Oh, blanket coverage is right, and plus he ran out of real estate.
Yep. Kind of just forced him out there. Good job on the coverage that time. I believe number 19. It looks like Jordan Boatwright, the sophomore, 5'10", 170 pounds. Right with Cameron Sorensen, who had 3 touchdowns last week in the game against Dakota State. So 3rd down and goal. Eagles trying to get it in for 6. 2 receivers out to each side. Shotgun formation. Parks straight back in the pocket. Has some time. Now off his back foot. Fires over the middle. Incomplete. Looking for Simonchek. And it looks like the defenders, or the feet just got tangled up there. No penalty flags on the play. Going to bring up 4th down and goal.
Yeah, we'll bring in Byrne for automatic 3 points, will you?
This is essentially an extra point for him, as it could possibly be a 10-point lead.
I know coaches don't necessarily like to give in and go for a field goal, but when you have somebody as dependable as him, now I hope I didn't jinx him by that.
Knock on wood, no doubt about it. Here's Ryan Byrne. Perfect snap, perfect hold. The kick is up, and it is right through. So he remains automatic. Nostradamus over here, Terry Erickson.
He is.
Doesn't jinx him yet.
One of the friends I had in college was a kid by the name of Dewey Stendel. And now he passed away not too long ago, but he was the best kicker I've ever seen at UWL. But Ryan Byrne is even better.
17-7 the score. We're going to keep it here, but that's the drive, Terry, that UWL, I think, needed. At least just get some positive momentum plays down the field and take some time off the clock, too.
I think it was a statement type of drive, not the points that UWL wanted, but some big plays, some consistency. There's some positive things to that drive.
So the 10-point lead currently for the Eagles as they'll get set with Byrne to kick it back off to the Spartans of Dubuque. 11:47 left here in this 3rd quarter. And obviously it was a fantastic start, and then for whatever reason the Spartans were able to kick off again, and a penalty pushed the Eagles back to the 21-yard line where they ended up settling for a field goal inside the 10-yard line. But
I'm going to have to ask questions about that.
That's going to be something to find out at the end of the game.
I won't be able to sleep until I find out because there was no penalty.
Yeah, it wasn't.
So it's like, what is that all about?
They kicked off from the same spot, so no penalty was called on the play. There was no clock issue, but regardless, a 23-yard field goal there for Ryan Byrne, and it's 17-7. Byrne boots this one away. It'll be taken at the 5-yard line, and that'll be the Spartans with a nice return out across the 45, 50, and inside of Eagle territory. We'll see if they say he stepped out of bounds earlier than that. They're going to mark it officially at the UWL 49-yard line, number 21, Callian Buckner.
Oh, no, there's some speed. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Oh my goodness, he had found the second the lane, the running lane, in second gear, and away he went.
So Buckner turned down the Jets there and just ran out of real estate along the right sideline, and it'll be first down and 10 for the Dubuque Spartans at the UWL 49-yard line. Defensive line pressure was really the key when UWL was doing a good job defensively, so we'll see if the Eagles can get after the quarterback here again on this one.
See if they can regather and do what we saw early in this game.
10-point lead for the Eagles, trying to keep it. Keller, shotgun formation with 2 receivers lined up to the left side of the formation. Play action fake. They're going to bring the blitz with Danes trying to find the quarterback, and he's going to get him from behind.
Oh, he was down.
Yep.
Danes,
down, the fall does come loose, but it was a sack by Danes, 2-yard loss.
Danes showing his catch-up speed, came from one side all the way over to the other side and made the tackle. When I look at stats for the first half, he leads the Eagles in tackles with 6, along with Cade Osborne, also 6. Rusty Murphy not on the tackle chart.
Yeah, you wonder
maybe
he's the next Rusty Murphy, just given the stats and just given the way that he's performed so far. Obviously, a defensive team of the week last week in Division III, so he is certainly filling the void. And Rusty Murphy still with the mental and maturity leadership on the Eagles defense as well. Keller in a lot of pressure. Good secondary work by the Eagles. Nowhere to go, and a late flag comes down.
I'd like to see
and
that
I believe
again.
Murphy might get a roughing the passer penalty. We'll see.
We just talked about Murphy in a positive way, but I was looking downfield, so
Yep.
I got to admit I did not see the late hit, but did you?
Yeah, I saw him just get hit out of the corner of my eye. I couldn't tell for sure exactly what happened, but they are going to get Murphy for the roughing the passer call, so that's going to be an automatic first down, and it continues. Those penalties that kind of keep drives alive, and it puts a Spartan team that was looking in trouble this drive inside the UWL 40.
Yeah, Matt Janish having some words with the referee Jared Letter, but that it is not going to change it.
Nope. One receiver out to each side. It's pistol formation in the backfield. Keller looking for the snap. Hands it off this time to number 21. That again is Buckner, who we saw on that return, and he pushes the pile across the 30 to the 29-yard line. That's a gain of about 7, and it's second down and short.
Hit the line of scrimmage quickly and looked good on that particular play.
So second down and 7. Got to get to the 26-yard line for a first down. 10:25 to go here. Almost 5 minutes gone by in this third quarter.
Ran behind Jeremy West and Jack Connors and got some good yardage.
3 receivers set here for the Spartans. 1 receiver to the right side and 2 to the left. Pistol formation in the backfield. Keller with Buckner right behind him. And he will take the snap. Handoff is to Buckner. Not going anywhere this time. Good penetration up the middle by the UWL defensive tackles. And it's third down and medium.
That's the kind of defensive play that we're looking for. That's what we saw in the first quarter. Josh Dorschner and Matt Janish told me this morning, watch Josh Dorschner from Neenah, and he looked good in practice all week.
Dorschner in there for the tackle. Also his partner in crime, number 98, Gertaj Grewal, 6'4", 235, and a senior. Third down and about 4 upcoming at the 30-yard line of UWL. 9:24 to go.
Good size in that defensive line, 260, 280, 230, 225.
A lot of speed as well, and here is speed as Keller had to get flushed out of the pocket and force it off to the tight end, and that's maybe a gain of 1 or 2, but going to be short of the first down by a yard or 2 as well. That was once again the tight end for the Spartans, number 40, and that was Carletti Famau Tuiano. And it's third down and short. Make it
Glad
4th down
you
and
said
1.
that name. I worked on it during the week, but you're better than I am at pronouncing names.
If Mr. and Mrs. Fama Tuianu are listening, I apologize if I butchered that, but I do see a big play there 4th down and 1. It's going to be a timeout called by the Dubuque Spartans. We're going to take 30 here, and we'll be back after this big play coming up. This is college football on WKTY.
Midwest Family Entertainment.
Music, lighting, decorations, everything should be perfect for your big day. Midwest Family Entertainment can help bring your vision to life. From our DJ services to a personalized digital photo booth, uplighting, custom light projection, signage, dance floor decals. Let us help create and achieve the wedding of your dreams. Set up a complimentary virtual consultation now. Head to our website and click reservations.
MidwestFamilyEntertainment.com.
Back here at Roger Harring Stadium, big-time 4th down play upcoming. 4th down and 1. Spartans of Dubuque have it at the UWL 27. Got to get to the 26 for a first down. 8:51 to go as the fans start to thunder their feet on the bleachers. And here's the snap to Keller. Keller on a hitch route, complete across the 25 to the 24. And that's a short pass, but a completion nonetheless to the receiver that time, number 3. And a nice job, Elliot Pipkin, the first down for him.
That time Rusty Murphy in on that and made sure he was a little more gentle with the way he tackled.
Well, he's got to be wary once you get that roughing the passer call. Or
yeah, sometimes you kind of take it a little easier. Yep. You don't want to get another penalty. Ryan Daines also on that hit.
First down and 10 after the 4th down pickup. 2 receivers set to the left side. Shotgun formation in the backfield. Olenzak to the left of Keller. Straight back in the pocket. Going to be a quarterback draw. He takes off out across the 20, 15, 10. And he is finally not wrapped up, almost wrapped up at the 10, and then spun out of bounds at about the 6, but a flag does come down at about the 26-yard line, right where he took off.
I don't think that was a designed quarterback draw. I think he saw a lane open up, and away he went.
Good decisive play that time, but yeah, looks like a holding penalty called on the Dubuque Spartans, and it will be, so it'll be a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, which they mark at the 26-yard line, so probably a first and about 21 upcoming. And big-time penalties.
Wow,
none of these have really been non-substantial on either side.
Spartans were on the doorstep of scoring, and now they're back on the 34-yard line of the Eagles.
So first and 10 at the Eagle 34. It's going to be first and 20. Got to get to the 14-yard line for a first down. It'll be a 3-receiver set, 2 out to the right side and 1 to the left. Pistol formation in the backfield. Olenzak right behind Keller. Keller looking over the defense of UWL, straight back at the pocket, fires slant pattern complete across the 30 to the 25, and that was Pipkin again getting the diving catch, and it'll be second down at about 11.
There's a Cam Sorensen route right there.
Yeah.
We talked about him earlier. He scored 3 touchdowns on the same route last week.
Not a lot of room to get that pass in, and Keller did a nice job to fire a bullet. Second down and 11 upcoming at the 25-yard line of the Eagles. 7:19 to go, third quarter.
Cade Osborne on the hit. He led the team in tackles, too, in the first half with Daines with 6.
2 receivers out to the right side and 1 to the left. Eagles show blitz. They come with it and getting through. Here's the pick. Intercepted over the middle. Out across the 30 and hit from behind, and that's where the Eagles will take over. Defensive interception that time. A great job knifing through for the pick. I believe that was number 38, A.J. Spicala. And it'll be first and 10 for UWL.
Here's his first pick of the season. Just kind of sat there in that zone, got comfortable, and here comes the ball. All you got to do now is hang on.
Catch it. Just like that. No problem.
Again, and, the pressure drew on.
Yep,
on
that made the difference.
Keller just kind of lost his poise and should have thrown it out of bounds.
And we saw that a couple of times last week against Dakota State as well. The pressure in the face of the quarterback forcing interceptions.
Yeah, but then in the second half, he played well.
Yep. First down and 10. 2 receivers out to the right side and 1 to the left. It's going to be Jacob Parks still in the game as quarterback, straight back in the pocket. Good line protection. Now it breaks down. He has to go out to the left side, and he just fires one into the sideline of the Eagles. It'll be second down and 10.
he wanted to go deep to Sorensen on a deep post pattern. That was his first look. Great coverage by the Spartans, and so it disrupted the play. Kind of like what we talked about with turnovers, and you want to go for a home run on the next play. That's what they tried to do.
2nd down and 10 upcoming. 6:53 left here in this third quarter. 17-7 Eagles on top of the Spartans of University of Dubuque. Both these teams 1-0 on the year. And here is Parks. Rolls out to the left side. Still keeps his eyes down the field and just scampers out of bounds for a gain of 5 or 6 to the 37-yard line. And it's going to be 3rd and 4.
I like quarterbacks that just don't try to do something that does not make sense. If there's not an open receiver, don't try to force it. Just simply get what you can out of a busted play.
3rd down and 4 after the scamper by Parks. Jacob Parks, the senior. Obviously been around the block a time or two. Knows how to take care of the football, which obviously is paramount in the offense for Matt Janis.
Knows how to play volleyball on the beach, too.
Yep. National player between ages 14 and 17. 3 receivers set here with 2 receivers right and 1 left for the Eagles. Parks faces some pressure immediately, fires it over the middle, and it's caught for a 1st down across the 40 to the 43-yard line. Just a little hot route there to the intended target, Jake Sermonchek, and that moves the chains.
I think it was a hot route. Going back to beach volleyball, did you watch any of that during the Olympics?
Absolutely.
The women's beach volleyball team, it's like, you have got to be kidding me. That's not inspiring. Those beach volleyball players, men, women, they're built like gladiators. They're just like, oh, my goodness.
The sand would hurt my feet, and I'd be out. I think that'd be about as far as I got. And here is the handoff to Stutzman across the 45 to the 45.5-yard line. Good job to kind of shut things down there, defensive front of the Spartans of Dubuque.
Yeah, trying to mix up the run, the pass. That time trying to run behind Ben Hillebrand, a 270-pound junior from Colorado. I talked to him the other day. I said, boy, Colorado's one of my favorite vacation spots. He said, well, come out and see me after I graduate. Yeah. That's where I'm going.
Going back home. 3 receivers out to the right side and 1 to the left here for the Eagles. 2nd down and 8 upcoming. Play action fake. Parks has a lot of time and rolls out to the right side. Finds Sermonchek, who is upended. Hangs on to the football, and I don't know how, but he gets a 1st down out across the 40 to the 46-yard line of the Spartans, and that moved us to chains.
Well, you said it. Hung on to the ball because of a great tackle by number 19, Jordan Boatwright. Oh, man, was that a good open field tackle.
4:52 and counting after the chains move. 3 receivers set, and actually there was a substitution mistake. I can't believe the refs didn't catch it. Could have been 12 men, but here is the handoff to Stutzman going left side, and he moves his legs, keeps him turning out to the 40-yard line, so that's a good gain of about 6 or 7 on the play, and it brings up 2nd and 4.
I like the play calling in this position, and the position personnel group changes. Again, first year offensive coordinator Michael McGuire from Grable, Wyoming. Talked about that last week. That's where he played high school ball under my teammate, who was the coach, Ken Jensen.
2nd and 4. Here's the handoff to Stutzman. Stutzman stays upright after he was hit initially by the linebacker and falls ahead for a 1st down. And much more methodical here in the second half, Terry. They're lining up. They're getting into the huddle. They're not really in any sort of hurry at all.
I agree. Much better tempo.
Yep.
Much better play calling. Much better execution. And much better line play, at least on this possession.
And that's been the difference in that first quarter, and that's been the difference in these first 2 offensive possessions. We'll see if the Eagles can actually finish it into 6 points here as Parks is going to set up the screen pass to Stutzman. He has to wait for it, and now he's got plenty of space to the 10, to the 5. Can he beat the defender to the end zone? He does. He cuts back up inside, and that's a touchdown for the Eagles from 35 yards away.
Alex Bongers. Let's go back and replay that, at least in our mind. Alex Bongers, the 6'2 center all-conference captain, made a tremendous block. That's the first time we've seen that particular play for the Eagles.
A screen play that results in a touchdown. Great job on the run by Stutzman after the catch. realizing he wasn't able to beat the defender to the corner, he just did a little bit of a sidestep up inside of him and got to the end zone the old-fashioned way with some contact, and Ryan Byrne naturally knocks in the extra point. And so the score now, with 3:29 remaining in the third quarter, it's 24-7, UWL on top. We're back in 60 seconds. This is college football on WKTY.
Have you ever wondered if the people you've trusted with your money truly care about you and your family? Are you confident the products you buy or the advice you're being given are truly beneficial to you? Along with thousands of others in the Seven Rivers region, I believe being a member of Firefighters Credit Union is the best way to assure that your money needs always come first. That is the mission of the Money Man and his team at Firefighters Credit Union. They believe that honesty, integrity, and your future are more important than making a sale. They don't believe in a one-sided relationship where the credit union benefits much more than you. Bruce knows it's impossible for the credit union to win if you don't win. He wants long-term relationships with people like you. To start a conversation with the Money Man, visit myfirecu.org today. Membership eligibility required. Deposits insured by the NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Here at Roger Harring Stadium, another big return again by the return man, Callian Buckner, as he had a head of steam and he gets out across the 40 to the Dubuque 43-yard line. That last possession for the Eagles, 8 plays, 69 yards, heading in a 35-yard touchdown pass from Parks to Dustman.
Buckner's having a great evening here. I'll tell you.
He has.
You know, that lack of good coverage by the Eagles kick team will be addressed, I guarantee you, in practice on Monday. Thank you. As a young man from UWL brings us some water.
Man, are we living the life or what?
Jeez, I guess so.
3:22 left here in this third quarter. Shotgun formation, 2 receivers off to the left side, 1 to the right, and here is the handoff left side, and great job stretching it out, and the Eagles eventually knock him down behind the line of scrimmage. That handoff was to Tiger Giesland, and he's had some issues running the football here in this one, 2nd and 11.
He has, but Jack Kelly right there along with Ryan Daines, making sure he didn't get even to the line of scrimmage. It's 2nd and 11.
2:55 and counting here in this third quarter, and if you're the Eagles, you're feeling pretty good about your situation right now, but you got to keep the foot on the gas pedal. Don't want to let the Spartans back into it with a cheap touchdown here. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Here is Keller on a comeback route complete along the left side, and that is the receiver number 4 for the Spartans, Damon Street, the 6 foot, 180-pound sophomore, and it's 3rd down.
Max Dubuque playing a little soft, and the combination quarterback receiver recognizing that and a good route. You know, years ago, a lot of routes, all routes were predetermined. Now the receivers have an option depending on reading the defense.
3rd down and about 6. Split receivers, 1 on each side, couple of tight ends. Pistol formation in the backfield for Keller. And he'll get the snap a little bit low this time. Fires left, way over his target's head, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, good coverage by the Eagles. Really way over his head is right.
And that's going to bring out the punting unit, so that's a perfect possession defensively for the Eagles after a big-time return by Killian Buckner.
Max Dubuque right there, Drew, on the coverage.
Great job by the defense to allow nothing, essentially, and back come the Eagles' offense with Jake Simonchek trying to put him in good field position. It'll be the punter, Connor Halla, 5'10", 170-pound freshman. Here's the good snap, a little bit low, but he was able to handle it. Here's the angling punt to the right side. And a nice hop by Dubuque as it goes inside the UWL 10-yard line. We'll see where they mark it officially. It's going to be at the 9. So the special teams for the Spartans have done a nice job of just kind of keeping the ball out of Simonchek's hands here this evening.
You think that was part of their game plan?
I would think so.
I would think they said, no, we are not giving him a chance to get a home run on us. We're going to make sure we kick it away from him.
Coach of Dubuque probably just taking every kick return and punt return Simonchek's had his entire career and just putting it on a loop for Connor Halla, saying, yeah, just kick it away. Do not even try the man. So 1st and 10 at the 9-yard line with 1:54 to go here, third quarter. Drew Kelly and Terry Erickson live with you tonight on WKTY 96.7 FM, 580 AM. 2 receivers split out to the right side and 1 to the left. Shotgun formation to the backfield. Here is Parks. Has some time. Going deep down the left sideline. Sorensen caught it behind the coverage, and he's finally ridden out of bounds inside Dubuque territory at the 44-yard line.
Perfect timing. You know what Sorensen just said to me? He said, Terry, you talk about me running a slant all the time. I can run a go route down the sideline, too. And he did.
So Munchak is not the only fast receiver on this team. I've got some moves of my own, and he proves it there. Big-time play from the 9-yard line all the way to the 44 of Dubuque. Here's the read option, long keep there by Parks, and a juggling catch by Sorensen again. Speak of the devil, and a late flag comes in.
Oh, I don't like where that flag is lying.
That was very late behind the play. Jacob Parks kind of hitting his hands, hitting his helmet with his hands. It looked like it might have been in frustration there.
Doggone it.
And penalties just continue to take back big plays. Ineligible man downfield.
Oh, one of those linemen snuck downfield and they got caught.
A little bit too far, and that was, as we said, it was a late decision by Parks to keep it and throw that ball down the field, so it might have been a little bit miscommunication if Stutzman was going to run there.
Possibly, but Matt Janisch didn't question it, so maybe he saw the same thing the official did.
1st down and 15 after the big play is wiped out. We'll see if the Eagles can get that back. 2 receivers out to the right side and 1 to the left for EWL. Shotgun formation for Parks. And he will hand it off to Stutzman this time. This time, nobody fooled as they're ripping at the football trying to get the fumble, and it's going to be 2nd down and 16.
Nobody fooled, indeed. I saw 3 white jerseys right there. You know, we talked about early on the Eagles dominating the line of scrimmage. There's an example of the Spartans, like, crossing that line of scrimmage with determination.
2nd down and 6. Thought we were getting knocked at, but I think we're good.
Somebody's trying to get in our booth or what?
2nd down and 16 upcoming. Trips receivers out to the left side and 1 to the right. And the shotgun is Parks. Straight back in the pocket, has some time, and goes right. It's going to be incomplete. Flags fly
that was
in the secondary.
That was a dangerous pass, too.
Yep. Just threw it over the head of Simonchek into the sideline of Dubuque. Might be a holding penalty in the secondary. We'll have to see for sure.
That's what the official is. The side judge is indicating, holding on the Spartans.
That would be an automatic 1st down. Let's see for sure here.
Yes, it is.
Yep, and that's going to move it 10 yards and change that yard marker to a 1 instead of a 2. 33 seconds to go in the third quarter here.
Changing some personnel on this 1st down play for the Eagles.
Jack Studer coming out of the game momentarily. Ryan Byrne is in there as a receiver. Lined up on the bottom of your screen if you're watching on WKTYsports.com/video or the WKTY app.
Well, he did that when he was at West Salem.
Why not? Trips receivers out to the left side, none to the right. Here's the little bubble screen action out to Simonchek. Simonchek will have a couple of nice moves, but Ryan Byrne, who just checked in as a receiver.
Get him out of there. I think he's got the penalty, right?
Yeah,
Byrne.
He's going to either be a holding or, player down for the Dubuque defense. That's number 7 there. In one moment
Isn't
to
that
find.
the second time
Yeah,
he's went
Marshawn
down?
Crowder, he's had a couple times getting injured, and he looked to be in a lot of pain there. We're going to take a quick break here. We'll be back in just a little bit. We're in the third quarter, 24-7, 26 seconds to go. This is college football on WKTY.
I'm Warren Weibel. I'm the general manager for Newsom Building Supply in Viroqua and in Boscobel. Basically, I oversee operations of 2 small-town lumber yards. As far as supply goes, we can get anything that any of the big box stores would have. We definitely carry a higher quality, higher-end product. Time is money, and the higher quality, higher-end product, you generally have less issues with it.
Get better building materials, better tools from Newsom Design Center in Viroqua and Boscobel. Build better at newsomdesigncenter.com.
Back here at Roger Harring Stadium, Drew Kelly and Terry Erickson live with you tonight on WKTY, also WKTYSports.com/video, the WKTY app, and around River City on Roku and Apple TV. Injury on the play there, Marshawn Crowder. We've seen him go down a couple of times. That time looked like to be a stinger. Wasn't holding up the left arm at all there, just kind of dragging it as he went off the field. The block in the back there on Ryan Byrne took away a decent play by Simonchek, so it's going to be second and about 20 upcoming.
Well, we think it's Ryan Byrne now. If it wasn't him, I'm going to hear about it tomorrow. We're talking about West Salem, though, as we kind of regather. We did the West Salem game against Logan last night, and it's my first look at the West Salem Panthers, and oh my goodness, are they good. A lot of senior leadership. Earlier the week before, they shut out a high-potent, high-octane Central Riverhawk team, and last night they showed the same type of offense against a pretty good Logan team.
We will see how the Eagles can do here in the fourth quarter as we are at the end of the third quarter. So we'll have second and long for the Eagles when we come back. 60-second break. Fourth quarter action coming to wire next. This is college football on WKTY.
For the weather, here's Stormy O'Day with eggshells.
Well, sometimes it gets so hot you can fry an egg.
But it's raining.
Ooh, poached eggs. I miss breakfast.
Sometimes it takes a while to get the things you need. But when it comes to your comfort, you can get it now and pay as you go. I'm Mark from Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning. Sweltering summers are no problem with a new high-efficiency Carrier air conditioner from Schneider. And with financing options from 12 to 36 months interest-free with low monthly payments, you can enjoy comfort today. Not only did Carrier invent modern air conditioning, they perfected it. Find out which high-efficiency Carrier cooling system is right for you. Summer comes around every year. Don't sweat it. Now's the time to finance your new air conditioner. Be ready for any weather. Ask about our Gold Star maintenance program. Turn to the experts, Carrier and Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning, La Crosse and Winona.
Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning. Your comfort is our business.
Back here at Roger Harring Stadium, Drew Kelly, Terry Erickson live with you this evening. First play from scrimmage in the fourth quarter. It's a run from Stutzman just straight up the middle. And it'll be second down and about 10 as they get back to the original line of scrimmage. So second down and 10.
Some stats to share at the end of the third quarter when we have time.
And here's the handoff again to Stutzman as he tries to find some room along the left side of the offensive line. Not much doing. Going to get stood back for a 2-yard gain. Brings up third down and about 8.
Spartans doing a good job of holding their positions, not letting them get into the second level. You have some stats.
Joey Stutzman, leading rusher for the Eagles, 17 carries, 93 yards, actually 92 yards, and a touchdown. Also, Jacob Parks, the lead quarterback, 13 of 20 for 204 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jake Simonchek, we talked about him. Get some plays, young man. Get some big plays. How about 8 catches, 81 yards, and a touchdown?
You go.
That's more like it.
That's the guy I know.
Jake Simonchek with a big third quarter there. Trips receivers out to the right side and a big third down and 8 play for the Eagles. Roll out to the right side for Parks as he looks over to the defense and fires a bullet to a wide-open Cam Sorensen who just ducks out of bounds at the 21-yard line, and that moves the chains again.
Now, how can you leave a guy like Cam Sorensen that open? Now, fellas, didn't you watch the tape and listen to our game plan? We got to stop Cam Sorensen.
Just the 3-touchdown performance last week, and he's had a great game so far this week as well. Sorensen gets the Eagles to the edge of the red zone for the Dubuque Spartans. Pistol formation in the backfield. Here's the handoff to Brad Tobin this time. He takes it left side. Big burst through the line of scrimmage, and he gets inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. Second and medium or short coming up.
Notice how both hands around the ball, like you teach when in youth football. Don't have the ball out where somebody can get it. Especially when you're ready to get hit, wrap your arms around the ball. He did that perfectly.
Second down and 3 upcoming for the Eagles inside the red zone of Dubuque at the 14-yard line. 2 receivers set up to the right side, none to the left. Shotgun formation. Tobin lined up to the left side of Parks. A little bit of a low snap. They're going to hand it off to Tobin, and he needed to keep a good handle on the football there as he was popped right away. It's third down and 3.
Yeah, it was disrupted basically because of the bad snap, but good penetration that time by the Spartans. And number 50, Trey I believe it, yeah, Trey Simitha, a defensive lineman from Anchorage, Arkansas.
So 2 receivers out to the right side and 1 to the left. Will be a shotgun formation again. 3rd down, short. Parks in the shotgun. Tobin to his right. And here is the snap. Fakes the handoff to Tobin. Corner of the end zone for Sorensen. Did he catch the football? He did, and there's a flag, and I think that's going to be on the defense.
It is.
What a catch in the very back corner of the end zone for Cam Sorensen, and that's a touchdown, Eagles. 30-7, 12:22 left, fourth quarter.
There wasn't much room between his catch and the end line, was there?
That was about inches away, and once again, a beautiful throw. 0 room to breathe if you're Cam Sorensen after you caught that football. And that was a similar pass to the one that Parks threw to Munchak in the first half as well. Indeed, the penalty on the defense, a pass interference. It is 30-7 Eagles. And that was a 15-yard touchdown pass and catch.
Much needed breathing room, wouldn't you say?
For sure. 24-7 is nice. 30-7, possibly 31-7, much more comfortable if you're the Eagles. And here is the snap, the hold by Cade Garcia. The extra point is up, and it is good. 31-7, Eagles on top after the big touchdown pass to Cam Sorensen. We're back in 60 seconds. This is college football on WKTY.
Midwest Family Entertainment.
When it comes to entertainment for your wedding, we've got you covered. I'm Brittany Stiles, the manager of Midwest Family Entertainment, where we provide personalized services for your very special day. Everything from the music selections for your ceremony, cocktail and dinner music, to the full-on dance party, to our personalized digital photo booth, custom wedding decor, light projection, dance floor decals, and so much more. Head to our website and click on reservations, and I'll see you soon.
MidwestFamilyEntertainment.com.
Hi, I'm Kevin Millard, host of WKTY Outdoors. Each Saturday morning at 8, I'll share with you tips for better hunting and fishing success in the field, plus activities you and your family can participate in. There's a lot happening around here, so let's get out and enjoy it. Join me for WKTY Outdoors, brought to you by Ace Sportsland and Ace of La Crosse. Saturday mornings from 8 until 9 on WKTY, 96.7 FM, 580 AM.
Here is the the kick by Ryan Byrne. He's out, the return man off to the 5, and now here's a big turning on the Jets move again by number 21. He's just on another level speed-wise. Number 21, Callian Buckner, and it'll be 1st and 10 out across the 30 to the 33-yard line of UWL.
Yeah, good open field tackle on the special teams that time, if I can find my glasses to tell you. Number 40.
Good job there by UWL to get down there in coverage and get the stop. 1st down and 10 here for the Dubuque Spartans. It'll be number 1, the quarterback again, Jacob Keller, in the shotgun formation. That was a 9-play, 91-yard drive previously, and the Eagles having some issues. Defense coaches not happy that they have to force a timeout there. We're going to keep it here for the time being, and
well, let's go back and
talk about that really big tackle there on special teams.
Jake Schar, defensive back from New Berlin, Eisenhower. I know his parents are probably watching, so nice job, Jake, on that special teams, making that tackle.
Good job by the young man as the Eagles defense calls a timeout here. And if you're UWL, I think just like last week, a lot of things to work on, and you're still up by 24 points. I think that's the perfect position to be if you're head coach Matt Janis.
Yeah, defense didn't seem to be in the right position.
Yep.
New defensive coordinator, too, Brian Whitehead, takes over, along with the new offensive coordinator. We talked about Michael McGuire.
1st and 10 here for the Spartans as they line up at the shotgun. 2 receivers bunched out to the right side. Handoff is to Buckner, and he's going to take the handoff out to the 35-yard line. Gain of 2 on the play. It's going to be 2nd down and 8 upcoming.
Yeah, don't let that kid get to the second level, that's for sure.
One of the few times.
Yeah, Ryan Gingler.
One of the few times that the Eagles have bottled him up. Buckner's done a nice job. When he has space,
So you're
turning on the speed.
We should talk about him as a possible player of the game?
I would say for the Dubuque Spartans, so far it's been him and his ability to get some nice returns.
Get in space.
2 receivers out to the left side and 1 to the right. And here is the handoff. Almost dropped it this time, did Buckner. He gets it back, though. Breaks a tackle in the middle of the field and then gets all the way into Eagle territory. Finally ridden out of bounds at the UWL 47-yard line.
Boy, next week the Spartans play Luther. And Luther is going to be talking about that kid, certainly in their preparation this coming week.
First down and 10 upcoming after the big-time run. Buckner coming to this one, 10 carries, 34 yards. But he is up that total here in the fourth quarter for sure. 2 receivers out to the left side, tight end lined up right side, pistol formation in the backfield. And Keller will go right as he is flushed out of the pocket, just keeps it himself and goes out of bounds. Maybe a gain of 2 or 3 on the play. Good coverage on the back end, forcing him to just take it off and run.
Back end has done a good job the entire evening. That time flushed out of bounds by Matt Reinfeldt, number 90.
They say he's stepped out of bounds at the line of scrimmage, so it's just going to be second down and 10, essentially an incomplete pass for him.
Personnel changes.
Couple of substitutions coming out for UWL.
Zach Mensick coming in.
It'll be a 2-receiver set left, 1 to the right, pistol formation to the backfield. And here is the play-action fake. Keller going to throw the little bubble screen, incomplete, dropped on the play. He had a blocker out in front of him as well. Jordan LaBelle just simply dropped it. Third down and 10.
Yeah, he had a big blocker out in front of him. Number 62, Javion Caldwell at 6'8".
And those are kind of, for an offensive lineman, I'm sure that's kind of the thing you dream about, just have a bunch of space out in front of you and a small defensive back to just mow over. But unfortunately, the drop there for the wide receiver, Jordan LaBelle, and he didn't get the chance. Third down and 10 upcoming. 2 receivers left and 1 right. Pistol again. Buckner right behind Keller. Keller gets the low snap. Pressure on by the Eagles. Flushed out of the pocket. Keller will take off, and he gets about 3 or 4 yards on the play to the 44-yard line of UWL, and it's going to bring up fourth down at about 7.
Stunt picked up well by the Spartans. Tyler Olenichek staying in to give his quarterback some protection.
Good job by the defense to pressure immediately there for UWL. Brings up 4th and 7, as we mentioned. 10:04 to go here in this quarter, and the offense, like we expected, will stay out there.
Spartans need to convert here in order to have a chance as we approach 9 minutes.
2 receivers split out to the right side, none to the left. Shotgun formation. Keller straight back in the pocket, has some time, goes deep down the center of the field for his tight end. Incomplete, overthrown.
He was open, too.
No penalties on the field.
No, he was open.
Yep.
And just overthrew him.
Closest one there at the end was Elijah Alt, who had good coverage on the play. It's going to be a turnover on downs, and the Eagles will get it back. And as much as we talked about in the first half, kind of the Eagles losing their momentum, they kind of came out of the halftime locker room, and I think they've just did a nice job of just reestablishing everything they wanted to do.
The coaches obviously did a good job of preparing for the second half. They might have used some choice words, too.
To be a fly on the wall of that one.
Yeah, it's like, fellas,
let's wake up a little bit here.
Yeah, I think it's probably a little bit more colorful than that.
This is a PG broadcast, unfortunately. Here's first down and 10. Big-time run this time inside the 45 down to the 42. And a new running back for the Eagles, number 25. Getting in there for the nice run, Brant Bowman. And Bowman with a burst of speed through the line at his 1st and 10.
Cade Garcia at quarterback, too.
Yep, Cade Garcia back in there. Had 1 drive as an Eagle quarterback in the first half. Split receivers right and left here. And Garcia will hand it off this time again to Bowman, and he bounces off a tackler and then gets driven back by a host of Spartans. It's going to be second down and 9, ball at the 40 of Dubuque.
Yeah, first guy to meet him, too, and make him change directions was number 30, Caleb Rhodes.
So second down and 9 for the Eagles. We mentioned Cade Garcia back in there at the quarterback position, as they fortunately were able to do this in the last game as well and get some new guys in there, get some experience for them. 8.5 left in this game. 31-7. Eagles in charge here at Roger Harring Stadium. Handoff to Bowman again. Bowman goes through a couple of tackles, spins off another, and gets to the 24-yard line. So he comes in and just brings a new burst of energy for this offense, and it's 1st and 10.
Sure did. Talk about getting to the second level quick. Did a great job of that. Let's see if Garcia pays attention to the play clock now in terms of when the ball is snapped.
And we'll see. Bowman's kind of one of those guys that, you have... The problem with that, he's doing a great job right now as it is, and most of the starters for the Spartans are still out there, but you're going to have 3 or 4 Brant Bowmans in the lineup.
I remember him from Marshfield. He had a good high school career.
Here's Tobin, speaking another one of those Brant Bowman types. He gets inside the 20 to the 19-yard line, pickup of 5 there on 1st and 10. Second medium coming up.
We're seeing some good running lanes in this possession.
Defensive line all of a sudden imposing their will again, like we saw the first couple of possessions for the Eagles. 7.5 to go here from Roger Harring Stadium. Eagles looking to go to 2-0 on the season. They'll be taking on Grand Valley State, a Division II team, coming up next week.
Then a bye, and then River Falls, huh?
Yep.
That's when I rejoin you.
One receiver out to each side again. And here is the handoff again to Tobin. And he just slams into the pile and disappears and comes out the other side and picks up about 9.
Yeah.
2nd down and 1. He literally disappears.
Ran behind Will Yulston again. Will Yulston's got the same haircut as Sean Parker. Nicest hair on the team.
Matt Janis has a pretty good haircut going on, man.
He does.
He used that quarantine and just grew that thing out, and he's like, I'm going to make the most of this, make this look good. Got a nice man bun in the back there.
You ever seen a head coach with a man bun?
2nd down and 1.
Woody Hayes, did you ever have a man bun?
Yeah, I don't think so. But it is an experience here at UWL, that's for sure. As Bowman
gets
exactly. Another 1st down.
I heard Matt Janis say, I am so into the experience. Just really appreciating your college years. That's kind of how the experience sort of developed. Be your own person. Well, I think he's his own person.
He is, yeah.
Don't try to imitate other people. Just be you. Be comfortable at who you are.
Nobody should try to imitate Coach Janis' hairstyle. I don't think either.
I don't think I could.
No, just let him roll with that and be done with it. 1st and goal at the 9. 5:54. Eagles trying to add on another score here. And here is the handoff to Bowman. Big hole left side of the line. Offensive line does it again. And they get into the end zone for another touchdown. It's Bowman, his first touchdown of the season. And it's 37-7 Eagles rolling here in La Crosse.
Would you say he's making the most of his opportunity?
It's amazing. And like I said, I was going to say he was pining for some more playing time, but just given the way that all the running backs that you have, but just how hard he is running, he might be turning some heads here from that UWL coaching staff.
Noah Coleman with a great block, but it's like, Coach, put me in. Yeah. I told you I should play. That's exactly what he's saying without uttering a word.
38-7, doing it all with his play. 5:46 to go here in the game. We're going to take a 60-second break. Be back after this. This is college football right here on WKTY.
My name is Bryce Crowley. I'm a design consultant, project manager for Kitchen Solvers.
And I'm Jim from Sign Pro.
We've got both vans that we use to operate. Yeah, they're both wrapped.
Good design is something we really appreciate.
We've got big graphics on them, big colorful kitchen pictures that draw people's attention, and we have people call all the time. Yeah, we saw your van. We want you to come look at our kitchen. So,
you know, Bryce, you bring up a really good point. You don't need a huge fleet to make vehicle wrapping effective. You have 2 vans wrapped, but they still really impact your image.
Image is everything when it comes to a business. Get compliments on them all the time.
A good vehicle wrap is an investment in your business.
Yeah, most definitely investment. I mean, like I say, we get calls frequently that people saw our van, and that's how we get the word of mouth. My dad, that's basically his office. And so, yeah, being able to look sharp going down the road is important to him.
So to upgrade your company image and your mobile office, you know where to go.
Go to a pro. Sign Pro. 7823456.
back here at Roger Harring Stadium. Drew Kelly, Terry Erickson live with you this evening. 5:46 left, 38-7 UWL on top of the Dubuque Spartans in this fourth quarter. Here's the high end-over-end kick. It's going to be taken at the 15-yard line. And here comes the return out across the 30 to about the 33, 34-yard line that time again. Number 21, Callie Buckner with the return. And it'll be first and 10 for the Spartans right there.
A lot of fresh numbers that time, tackled by number 53, Landon Owen, the freshman from Marengo, Illinois. You ever heard of Marengo, Illinois?
I have not.
Must say I haven't either, but I'm going to look that up when I get home to see if it's really a city or a village or what it is.
First down and 10. Two receivers out to the left side and one to the right. Pistol formation to the backfield once again. It is number 21, Callie Buckner in the backfield, and it's going to be a handoff to him. He's not going anywhere on the play. Stuffed for a loss of a yard.
A sure tackle, too, by number 92, Mark Dixon from Dubuque. Oh, he's from Dubuque.
Get a little bit of homecoming payback here.
Merrick Dixon, I should say.
The Eagles get stuffed for the Spartans get stuffed for a no-yard gain. Second down and 10 upcoming. 5:10 to go here in the fourth quarter. Two receivers out to the left side, one to the right. Keller in the pistol. And he will take the snap, a little bit of a low snap. Has some time in the pocket, goes deep down the left sideline in the middle of the field, actually. And it is going to be, is it going to be incomplete or a fumble? They say incomplete. I thought he actually had enough for a time to say it's a football move, but they say it was knocked out of the hands of him by the UWL secondary. It's third down and 10.
Oh, yeah. Damon Street, right? Number 4. Shows his speed running downfield.
Just a streak route right down the seam, and he got a good throw that time from Jacob Keller.
He did, but even better coverage by the Eagles.
UWL not giving up on the play, knocking it out of his hands. Third down and 10. 4:54 left here in this fourth quarter. Two receivers out to the right side, one to the left. Here is the slant pattern, caught on the run, and it's inside UWL territory to the 45, make it the 44-yard line. That was Elliot Pipkin, who went about 10 yards and then slanted in, and nobody was there to stop him.
He came, my scouting report showed he was dangerous in the open field, but one thing about that route, Drew, and you've probably seen it on TV, when you run that quick slant into the middle, in the heart of a defense, you are liable to get hit hard, too. I mean, that's a dangerous route.
That time, Keller doing a nice job to put it where he knows he's not going to get that hard hit. Makes it first down and 10 at the Eagle 43-yard line. Here's the handoff going nowhere this time. Eagles stuff it for a loss again.
Read perfectly. And Zach Mensink is happy with himself on that one.
As he should be.
Owatonna.
Second down and 10 after the stuff. 3:57 and counting.
Talked a little bit about the condition of these Eagles and their strength, and mentioned Dr. Glenn Wright is in charge of UWL football conditioning, and he does a tremendous job.
Pistol formation for the Spartans. Two receivers out to the right side and one to the left, and here is a blitz put on by the UWL safety up into the backfield and a sack from behind, running him down. The Eagles with a big loss, third down and a mile.
Cade Osborne from Eau Claire Regis.
Cade Osborne, who was leading the team in tackles at halftime, gets in there for the sack. And he had to run about 25 yards to get to the quarterback on the other side of the field, and it's third down and long.
We didn't have him on our depth chart last week, I don't think.
He did a little bit of work in the second half, but he must have flashed some playing ability and got into the depth chart here this weekend, right behind Max Dukow. Two receivers split to the left side, one to the right. Here is the blitz up the middle this time. Keller has to be flushed out to the right. Throws on the run and complete. Out across the 30-yard line and rumbling to the 26. My favorite tight end and yours, Carletti Famatuianu.
Yeah. God. If he's the player of the game, I'm going to have you pronounce it.
I think I'm going with somebody else. No offense to him. First down and 10.
Yeah,
He's made some nice plays. There's no question.
Would you say he was wide open on that?
I would say he was wide open on the play.
Blown coverage, or somebody in the flat didn't really account for him. Maybe they didn't see him. I don't know.
Two receivers out to the right side now as receiver goes in motion. And one receiver out to the left on the bottom of the formation. Pistol formation of the backfield, meanwhile. Keller takes the snap. Has some time. Good protection by the offensive line. And he fires to Pipkin. Pipkin breaks a couple of tackles, and he's going to get a first down inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. Just a simple hitch route, and he does the rest.
Yeah, and good timing. He was wide open, soft coverage, did the rest himself. Is right. Moves the chains.
First down and 10 at the UWL 14-yard line. Eagles up by 31 with inside 2 minutes to go. 1:47 and counting officially. Coming up once again next week, there'll be a Grand Valley State 2 o'clock Central kickoff for that one. It'll be a 1:50 pregame, 2 o'clock kick. Radio only on WKTY 96.7 FM and 580 AM. Also on WKTYsports.com. Here's Keller flushed out of the pocket, rolls left this time. And he's going to keep it himself. Gets into the 10-yard line, inside the 10-yard line, and is wrapped up there by the safety number 31, Max Brower, the 6-foot senior.
Eric Dixon back in the game, too. Played well earlier from Dubuque, the freshman.
Second down and 4 as we've got a timeout on the field. Dubuque calls the timeout. We're going to take a 30-second break as well. Be back after this. This is college football on WKTY.
You want to stay connected to all things Wisconsin sports. That's why you've got the free WKTY app available for download now. All the best in WKTY program, like the WKTY Morning Show with Dave Carney, Dan Patrick, Jim Rome, and the Wisco Sports Show with Grant Bills. Watch live high school and college sports on the WKTY app in high def, and catch up with WKTY on your time with WKTY podcasts. Download the free WKTY app now in Apple iTunes, Google Play, and Roku.
At Roger Harring Stadium, Drew Kelly, Terry Erickson live with you tonight. It is 38-7. UWL is trying to hold the Spartans back from a late touchdown here. One receiver split out to each side, pistol formation in the backfield. And here is the handoff. It is Olenczak this time, running the left side, and runs into a wall of Eagles at about the 9-yard line. Might have lost a half yard, and it's going to be third down and about 5. And another timeout, I believe, is going to be called by the Spartans of Dubuque. We're going to keep it right here for the time being. And obviously, you mentioned change in the pregame show, Terry, and a lot of questions into the season. 2 games in, it's tough to know exactly where you are as a team until you get to the WEAC conference schedule. But you got to be pleased, I think, for both offensive and defensive with all the question marks going into the year.
I just talked to Matt Janish about that very thing, and he said, we had a great spring practice, even though the weather wasn't always the best. We were prepared as we arrived at camp. Our strength is better than it has been. The culture is as good as it has been. I'm just confident in the new coaching staff that we have, bringing on Chris Rich, by the way, too.
Yep.
A former Eagle linebacker, and bringing certainly, and Steve King still with him. I should say Noah Rich. His dad is Chris, and Jeff Conway joining the coaching staff, former coach at La Crescent and at Aquinas.
And a good thing that Coach Janis obviously was, assistant here at UWL, gets the culture that was already kind of in place previously, and he's obviously bringing his own style to it as well. Third down and 5 here for the Spartans, and here is Keller being flushed out of the pocket, going into the middle of the defense, almost intercepted that time. A cutting safety trying to get the pick, and it's going to be 4th down and 5.
More black jerseys than white jerseys around the ball. That time, Shane Lang, a defensive back from Ellsworth. By the way, Ellsworth, there is a great football program.
Yes, it is.
In fact, Chester and Jason Janke were stars here. John Janke, too. And there's another Janke that may end up be playing here, Jason's son. He's the quarterback for Ellsworth.
4th down and 5 could be the last stand for the Dubuque Spartans, trying to get another score here before the end. It's Keller. Design roll out to the right side. Has to cut it back up inside. Still rolling to the sideline. Now this throws it over the head of his intended target, Pipkin. The Eagles take over on downs, and that will do it. So UWL will stand tall, get it back at their own 9-yard line, and should be able to just run out the remainder 54 seconds of this clock to get the win.
Zach Mensink in pursuit of the Spartan quarterback and had to throw or run for his life out of bounds. You're right. With 54 seconds left, a comfortable 38-7 lead. Lots of fans still here, and they'll celebrate after this, and the band's still here in force.
They certainly are. 38-7 the score. Eagles is going to grind out this clock here.
I think the mood in the college parties will be elevated after this win.
We've got the perfect weather. We've got the great football game here today as the Eagles win their home opener against the Dubuque Spartans. They're going to go to 2-0 on the season. 1-1 is what Dubuque will fall to, and we questioned kind of where the game was going midway through the second. I think we got our answer, Terry, the way that the Eagles responded in the second half.
I made the comment at halftime. I was concerned because I did not think things were going down the railroad track the way they should have been. But there were some adjustments made, and going back, there was so much uncertainty.
Yep.
Not playing since 2019. All the changes we've already referenced, and so that is why. Everyone was like, I wonder what kind of team these Eagles are going to have. Well, they haven't gotten into conference play yet, but it looks promising.
So far, so good. The clock does hit 0, and the Eagles are going to 2-0 as they go to their trip to Michigan coming up next week. And we'll have that here on WKTY. Going to take a quick break here, get you some final stats, and wrap things up from Roger Harring Stadium after this. This is college football right here on WKTY.
If you missed out on the award-winning best morning show in the state of Wisconsin, you missed out on... Do I really have to say this? Yeah. Okay, I got it. I want to get paid to say the words. Settle down. If you missed out on the award-winning WKTY morning show with superstar host Dave Carney, you missed out on this.
To give me an update on the legality, Joe, of giving alcoholic beverages to your animals, this is Toby Keith and Willie Nelson, beer for my horses. Joe, I don't know if that's legal or not, maybe in the state of Iowa, but surely not in Wisconsin. Confirm or deny?
But I would say that if there is one state that would make it legal, it would be Wisconsin.
Well, not that dissimilar up in Minnesota, where they have been all about animal husbandry for some time. As a matter of fact, that is the story of Babe the Blue Ox and Paul Bunyan. People don't realize why his name was Babe until they get the real true story of animal husbandry.
The award-winning WKTY morning show with Dave Carney, weekdays from 6 to 9 on your home for sports in western Wisconsin. WKTY 96.7 FM, 580 AM.
Hey, Lacrosse, don't miss the Bill Michaels Show every day from 11 to 2 right here on WKTY. Join me to discuss our favorite sports teams like the Brewers, Packers, Badgers, Bucks, and a lot more. I'm going to give you my opinion, speak with expert guests, and I'm going to chat with you as well. Just give me a call. The Bill Michaels Show, weekdays from 11 to 2 on Western Wisconsin sports talk leader, WKTY.
As Western Wisconsin sports leader, WKTYSports.com has you covered with all the latest on your favorite teams. Packers, Brewers, Bucks, and Badgers, along with all the area high school and college teams, are all on WKTYSports.com. Read new original content from the WKTY crew, including the Rockies Daily Play Sports betting column from WKTY Morning Show host Dave Carney. Listen live or catch up with what you've missed at WKTYSports.com. Your home for the sports you care about in Wisconsin.
Back here at Roger Harring Stadium, campus of the University of Wisconsin La Crosse, a very satisfying win here for the home crowd, a very good crowd on hand as the Eagles thumped the Spartans of Dubuque 38-7. And Terry, as we take a look here at these final stats, it was a lot of positive things, especially in that second stanza, that really jumped out.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm encouraged by what I see. I think what this really does as school opens here in the fall is just brings on a level of more enthusiasm, more upbeat. And I know we're not home again for a while. Are the Eagles? With only 4 home games, but it just increases the mood. And I think it increases beverage sales, too.
I'm sure it does. I don't think there's any question.
In the area. Quick Trip, I know, likes it when the Eagles win.
Absolutely. Third Street is probably going to be pretty happy here tonight as the Eagles win this one 38-7. And you take a look at the second half. We mentioned it. It was 14-7 at the halftime break, and then 24 unanswered points in the second half for UWL. That is how you close out, and that's how you finish a football game. And pretty much the opposite from what happened last week against Dakota State, where they rolled to that 28-0 lead and then kind of let them back in it. But a good job, I would think, a better feeling to finish that way for UWL in the second half.
I'll be really interested, and I'm going to ask this week, what adjustments were made at halftime and what was said at halftime? Because I think that would seem to be pivotal.
So the final stats in this one, leading receiver for UWL, Jake Samunchek, 8 catches, 81 yards and a touchdown. Cameron Sorensen, 4 catches, 98 yards and a touchdown. Meanwhile, for the passing-wise, 15 of 22 for Jacob Parks, 3 touchdowns and 236 yards. And also Joey Stutzman, 19 carries, over 100 yards. So the second straight game he has gotten into triple digits. So they are running him big time as far as the ground game.
Is he our player of the game?
I think he has to be.
Well, him, Jacob Parks. Oh my!
I think Jacob. I would give it to Parks, just given the way that he controlled the game, given the way that he didn't make any mistakes. 3 touchdowns, no picks. I thought he did a great job here tonight. That would be my choice.
I'm going to text him and tell him that was your choice.
Okay.
How about for those Spartans at 1-1?
Yep. Callian Buckner, 12 carries, 54 yards, kind of the workhorse. Obviously, some big returns. 6 returns for 160 yards total, 46 for a long. So when you only score 7 points, that's kind of your offense is your special teams, and he did what he could to get him in a decent position.
He did. I'm not going to text him because I don't know his number.
That's okay.
But I will email the coach and tell him that he was our player of the game.
Final score in this one again, 38-7. Thanks to Grant back at the studio. Thanks to Tyler up in the roof here. Hopefully the bugs weren't too bad, my friend. And thanks to Terry, obviously, for joining us here today again. And we will talk to you guys next week as the Eagles will take on Grand Valley State out in Michigan. That'll be a 2:50 pregame and 3 o'clock kick in the East, 1:50 pregame, 2 o'clock in Wisconsin. So until that time, this is Drew Kelly saying so long from Roger Harring Stadium. Final score once again, Eagles win 38-7. You've been listening to College Football on WKTY. Good night.
Your station for sports.